Hello, good people. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another Blue Morning Show, specifically Chelsea 2 Dortmund 0 match reaction and match review, whatever you want to call it, and a player rated. Today we'll take a time deep diving into what really happened, what a professional display by the Chelsea side. We got through. I wasn't sure what to expect, but didn't ever thought we were going to lose it. But at the same time, wasn't sure what to expect. It ended up being a good performance, a strong performance, a spirited performance by the boys in blue. More importantly, I hope you're eating blue, sleeping blue, waking up blue, and overall living the blue life. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. And if you have any news you want us to talk about that we don't have highlighted here, you go ahead and talk about it. Let's get into the show right away. Thank you. Yes, people, once again, welcome back to the Blue Morning Show. Welcome back to another Chelsea match review. This one positive. Two games in a row that we've won. So positive, no matter how you see it, whether you like the manager or not, I think he did a good job with the selection. Whether you don't like the changes he made later on, no matter how you see it, give him some credit. He did a good job, even though, yeah, I still have questions. But we move on from that. We are on to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. More importantly, I want to start to say to my bro, Liam Lane, if you're watching, just remember I haven't forgotten about you. Always remembers you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're recovering well. I will keep praying for you. Much love to you, brother. In honor to the chat here, we have a Ghana Charleston. Well done to the players. Everyone was focused and determined yesterday. Yep, good luck in the quarterfinals. I think we'll actually be even more solid. We'll even be playing as a unit more and more. By the time we get to that stage, I think we'll be stronger we are right now. And chances are N'Golo Kante will be available for that level. So yeah, I am very happy. We take the win and move on. That was a passion. What a performance! Let's go. Yep, it was passion indeed. A spirited performance. The players wanted to win it. They were playing like their lives depends on it. They were playing as if again they did realize just 1 second. They realized it was that game or nothing for the rest of the season. So at the end of the day, we won. And I'm going to repeat this again. Whether you like Potter or not, yeah, we got to win. That's all that matters. Whatever happens with him, uh, we don't know. But we're here to talk about whether we can actually win the Champions League. And I think we can. Never say never. The two occasions that we've won it, we weren't the best team in the competition, but technically the best team wins. I get it. But we weren't, let me say, we weren't the strongest team. Maybe that's a better language. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Up the Charles, Francis Wootens, thank you for saying that. I hope you're doing well. Prince Mohas, I haven't seen you in a while. More importantly, do let me know how you're doing. And as you're coming in, please keep dropping a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. A big up, Coachella. It was a nice game yesterday. Yeah, it was nice because we won. It was scrappy, but yeah, that's what teams do. Win. Well, it doesn't have to be beautiful all the time. So kudos to the boys for the spirited show we saw. We just needed to keep pushing for better performances. That's it. Yeah. Here's the thing: 2 wins in a row. Those 2 wins would do the team a world of good. The first one was important going into this one, and this one also will be important going into the next game. We have a good enough squad, and shoot, even before we started having some of those players back from injury, we were supposed to be doing better. But I'm not here to complain. Let's enjoy this one while it lasts. Big up, coach. Big up to you, Courtney. I hope you're doing well. Please do let me know. I haven't seen you in a while. And to my bro, Mikhail, nice to see you again, Mikhail. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. I'm sure you're probably on your way to work or getting ready for work, but wanted to join in this some sort of celebration. That's what it is. But nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. What an atmosphere. Yep, indeed, what an atmosphere indeed. We won two games and now are feeling spoiled. Yeah, no matter what anybody thinks of the manager, we've won two games in a row, and the two games in a row were under his tenure. So yeah, for me personally, I still have questions, but yeah, let's enjoy the wins. Give him some credit, good selection, and good thinking going back to a structure that you could say the players maybe not you can say not the best in terms of uh, playing beautiful game, but it gets the result. That's all that matters. I predicted during the stream that Sterling would have a good game, and he scores the first goal. Was working, so I missed the game. But what the result? That's what I'm saying. Even if I didn't watch the game and somebody comes to me and says we didn't play well, I said, well, we won. That's all that matters. We're on going on. We're moving into the quarterfinals stage, which means a lot. So that's by the way. Yep. It was a professional performance. That's how I like to put it. Coach Porter did it. The Chelsea team did it. Yep. No matter how you see it, here's the manager. He selected the players. Could have gone with a different set of players, and there's a chance we wouldn't win had it done so. Kai Havertz has the talent. He just needs to be consistent. Then playing consistently in a particular position. He's starting, you could say, to grow into the false nine role. The fluidity is working. He drops it, switches positions. Plus, more importantly, something he's added to his game that I like that will go along with for him as a player who's in the Premier League is that he's become more physical. He's not that soft as he was. He's no longer as soft as he was when he newly joins us. He hardly hits the deck. Before that happens, you really do something serious to him before that happens. So yeah, he's a fine player. He's one player I haven't given up on since he joined Chelsea. I understand where his problems are from. Again, the issues he's had, the back end he's had, what I believe were the issues. Same as Koulibaly and even Kukurea. But that's by the way we're moving from that. That game felt like winning a trophy. Yeah, you could say that, and it was a deserved win. It wasn't like one of those games where at the end, when you look at the numbers, you say, "Wow, we were lucky to have won the game." No, it was a deserved win. Look at the numbers. Better XG. Yes, they had more of the ball. Maybe that was a strategy, and it worked. And we've all talked about Graham Potter being a bit more pragmatic. We have the pace, so if we can, even it doesn't matter allowing teams to come at us and then hit them on a break. So whatever happened, however you see it, at one point they were at 70 plus. They had 70 plus possession, and we were just at 30 something or so. But that didn't really matter. I wanted the win. It will go a long way. Let our beautiful football be secondary. Right now, we need wins, to boost the confidence of the players, and I'm happy it's happening. Yep, it felt like we won a trophy. Yep. After all, that's the only chance we have to salvage our season, if you want to say it that way. Coach, but Kai is shooting. My goodness, we could laugh now because we won. Um, yeah, but here's the thing: pay attention to his other aspect of his game. He's created more chances than anybody in the team. You let me know if that's not the case, but I think that's the case. He's created more chances than any other of his teammates has done. So kudos to him. He's doing quite well. And if you're wondering why has his name why has Graham Potter been picking him? Well, you have your answers. He's been doing quite well. So let's get into a look at this bit of two news. And if you see anything new there, you let me know. I would like us to look at it together. But right now, let me pay attention to the ones I have lined up here. If you see anything new or anything, if you hear of anything new that you want us to talk about, and it's not, and we're not talking about it, then I didn't see it. So you share. We can go into it. This one, something interesting, and I like it. It says N'Golo Kante should be back for the Champions League quarterfinal. Could we? Yeah, we could win it. Honestly, we could. And like I said before, on the two occasions that we've won it, we weren't the strongest team in Europe. But it just seemed as if when it gets to that sort of situation where we cannot win the Premier League, we cannot win any other trophy, and the Champions League is the sole focus, that's usually when you see us come out swinging, saying this is ours. No matter how badly we play, we still get a chance to win it. If that makes sense, that makes sense to you. So I strongly believe we're capable of winning it. So if you're watching, people, if you haven't, please do not forget to drop a like on the stream. The likes to go a long way. And also, we have a membership of $2.99. If you can afford it and become a member, fine. If you cannot, you're still a very, very valuable member of the community. With a membership, you have if you have too many, for instance, here's one of the benefits. If we have too many, um, if we have too many comments in the chat session, we will highlight yes. If it's a question, as long as it's aligned with what the current topic, and have the panelists discuss it. So yeah, if that is something that interests you, you might want to give it a shot. Plus, there will be custom posts in the community section, like more of an article and all that for those that are members to read. But that's, by the way, Coach. I get that argument, but I'm happy we won. That game get me a relief to all of us, to many Chelsea fans, even Graham Potter's strongest, you could say, critics will probably love that one. After all, the club, more importantly, is the entity we support. Kachila, one day again, I'm so happy we moved to the next phase of the Champions League. Stanley on number one day, I'm very happy. It's a progress. It's a progress, believe me, and one that we will. I think it's important because if we miss out of top four, then we have to win it to participate in the next edition of the Champions League, which I think we're capable of winning. We just then if we miss out of top four, and it's looking like it's going to happen, that will actually push the players, light some fire in their asses to move, and learn that our only option this season is the Champions League, that we must win it to participate in the next edition. It was scrappy, but I'll take it. He has gotten more chances than everyone else, Coach. Not create more. If that's how you want to see it, but give him credit. He's done well. He's done better than most players in the team, and that's why the manager trusts him. But maybe you have to go revisit his numbers also to see that he deserves some credit. But I get where your argument is coming from. Dixon David says Chelsea should start scoring goals. I think we can win the Champions League. Yes, we can. Here's the thing. The case of us not scoring goals, it starts by getting the sort of goal. The problem gets solved by us getting the sort of goal that Raheem Sterling got, because he flopped it at first. Then he stayed composed, and then dribbled. I think he dribbled the man that was in his front, and then took a nice shot. It starts like that, and he shot straight. Didn't he shoot straight at the goalkeeper? But my point is this: I have to take a look at that goal again. Solving the problem of not scoring goals starts by you creating the chances, and but I wouldn't call that a scrappy goal. And your attackers getting the goal, no matter how he went into the box, it doesn't matter whether they use their ball to drop it into the net. It doesn't matter. Plus the penalty we got, Kai Havertz missing one and scoring the second. Those sort of things are the win overall is a confidence booster. Which by you can see the next game now, you may well see us scoring plenty of goals because the confidence is back. It doesn't matter how the goals came. That makes sense. So yeah, I'm confident we're capable of turning things around from here onward. It's not going to end with just 2 wins in a row. I would take a Napoli in the quarterfinals. I think we can beat them. Here's the thing: the stronger the team, the more confident I am. But the weaker the team, and the more we feel like we're going to mop the floor with that team, the more concerned I am. But the good thing is that this piece of good news we're looking at out there, N'Golo Kante should be back because, mid-March, we were told he's going to be back in mid-March. Mid-March is just 5 days away. Also, yeah, not really 5 days. Yeah, today's the 8th. About a week from now, we're in mid-March. So I'm confident we'll be a stronger side. Hopefully, he gets one game in or two before the quarterfinals game. He will make a huge difference. But that's by the way we move on from that one. Yeah, I would take Napoli. Yeah, I would take any team. The stronger the team, the better. Coach, was nice to see Potter's passion. Oh yeah, his thing. Maybe it took the fact that maybe that was the game he needed to win. It just seemed as if he has to win the Champions League to keep his job. That was what I read into him because he was so passionate. You can see him communicating with the players, calling Reece James to the touchline, speaking to him, urging the fans on. I haven't seen that from him. So maybe you could say the criticism, constructive criticism, he's been paying attention to it. And kudos to him. A week ago or so, he said, yeah, the criticism has been fair. So which means he's an intelligent, I wouldn't call him chap, he's an intelligent man. Yeah, sometimes you need to pay attention to your critics to improve. And it looks like he's doing that. So it's not all bad. To those that not into name calling, saying, to those that are not just saying, get him out, but are saying this is what we feel like he isn't doing, that he should be doing. Maybe he's paid attention, and that will make him a better manager. Especially, he needs to be more vocal, especially because he has too many young players that needs a lot of coaching. Those players, you practically need to, I wouldn't call it micromanaging because it's football, it's coaching. You need to be speaking constantly. In some occasions, you need to, throw directions at them in game, yell at them, call them to the touchline and talk to them because they're very young. And we were seeing that yesterday, and that made me happy. Big up to you. He looked like a man who needed this win. So, yeah, he should need every win and shouldn't be relaxed on the touchline. I wish we saw that passion, but it's not too late. It's not too late yet. I wish we saw that passion when we were losing 1-0 to Arsenal, and Arteta was the most active on the touchline. So yeah, good improvement on his side. I get it. It's not his demeanor or lifestyle to be active that active on the touchline. No, you need it. Big up to you, Eugene. I hope you're doing well. Congratulations to all players and coach staff for a big victory, a spirited performance. Yeah, Cuckoo. Accept my apologies. I love you, Eugene. I really do love you, brother. That's honesty. And I knew it would be difficult for him not to be the one to start. I knew my predicted lineup YouTube shots. The only person I left out was Havertz. I accommodated what's his name, Mihailo Mudryk. But I like that. That's how you do it. Kuku is a fine player, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. He acts more like a sweeper than just a typical defender. Kuku plays on the left, but you see him on the right-hand side sweeping, correcting the mistake of Fofana and even Koulibaly in the central area and sometimes in the midfield. And I know Graham Potter is well acquainted with that. And believe me, Kukureya's performance yesterday was one of the reasons why we were defensively solid. He was everywhere. But that's, by the way, hello all, Constantin, Dante, big up to you, brother. The only thing we needed to change is Sterling. His head will cost us so much against biggest team, but give him credit. Give him credit. Mudryk also will come good. He will come good eventually. He just needs time. Remember, we were just asking too much of a kid who hasn't played football for nearly 6 months. But he was staying fit, and staying fit, it's a different thing altogether from playing in a match atmosphere. So I wouldn't blame him too much. Which teams Chelsea could face in the quarterfinals? There's Real Madrid. There's Napoli. There's PSG. Or I don't have them off my head, but I think I'll find it. Put it up in the screen so we can talk about it. Mbalo, Dan, nice to see you. I enjoy watching Enzo in our midfield. A very good player. He could do even better when he plays alongside a player who will be more defensively sounded. example, N'Golo Kante, and he has to be that will allow Enzo the independence to be more adventurous. Then you will see more of him because he can get you goals too. The closer he is to the final third, he can get you goals. He can get good assists because he's a good passer of the ball. Yep, he's a fine player. I can accept Sterling until the end of the season, but we don't have a chance with him to win trophies every season. Well, he did it at Man City, and he was one of their best players when they did that. So maybe his experience will go a long way for us. But I'd say play him on the right hand side where he gets a chance to put in those good crosses that he's been showing he's capable of doing. He must leave the club, but let's see what the club does. A 2-year-old kid can make better decisions than Sterling. Wow. Don't take it too far, bro. Anyone can give hint which team we can possibly play against. I'll bring up the list. Just relax. I'll bring up the list. And then we'll talk about that in details. And Susan Gieson, big up to you, but it's difficult to say what teams. But I'm coming. Tuchel's mechanic systems are back. It seems like players are teaching Potter Tuchel's tactics to make results. And now, after conversations with the board, possibly there's a chance the players say, look, if we can do this, something we're all used to doing, maybe later we're going to implementing your preferred approach. And by the way, here's the thing. The surprising aspect is then at Brighton, I think, what's his name? Graham Potter did play with a back three. Actually, predominantly, I look at the numbers again. I think Ty did that calculation. So it's not new to him. But in this case, he plays wingers in the wing back position with an attacking intent. But I don't think he hasn't stabilized the ship enough to try that at Chelsea. It would be too risky. I agree, Coach. Porter and Chelsea players needed to have a show to show this urgency every 3 days because there are no gimmicks. Yep, ever anymore. Yep, no spaces to relent, no spaces to slack. Let's see how it goes from here. But the 2 wins in a row, it would do them a world of good if that makes sense. Like I kept saying, the formation change made all the difference. And Porter, more passionate finally, still Porter subs again, hopeless. The good thing is that we're seeing improvement. And long may that continue. I still have a lot of question over his tactical ability, but I like the pragmatism. I like the pragmatic approach, or better phrased maybe, and I like the passion I'm seeing. I get it. He's not the most vocal. I get it. It's not in his demeanor, but it's not his demeanor. But sometimes you have to change to adapt, to a situation, a particular situation you find yourself in. He needs to be as vocal as ever. Too many young players, too many new players for him to just say select 11 and sit and watch, hold this arm and watch them and only talk during the half. It's not going to work. But kudos to him, something new, and everybody is talking about it, which means he's headed to the right direction. Kuko finally came to the party. He's always been at the party. In those cases where people blame him, our defense didn't have proper protection. And of course, he gets the sticks because we Chelsea fans, we must have someone to blame. So if you have the chat, let me know how happy you are to see N'Golo Kante, see that he probably will be ready to play in the quarterfinal stage. I am very happy because that will make a whole lot of difference. I would like to play against Spurs in the quarterfinal because they are awful than all other teams. Let's see what happens. Coach, should we sign Toni Kroos for experience? Yeah, we need a mix. Maybe if on a free, maybe. I think we should. We need to mix it up. You can't. Here's the thing: we have a lot of young players. We need experience, and that's why I'm calling. No matter what anybody thinks, I don't think the club should let Kovacic go. And unfortunately, I'm seeing some content creators preaching for the club to do whatever the hierarchy, or the club, or preaching for the club hierarchy to do whatever they can to keep Mason Mount, but cash in on Kovacic. I'm shocked to see that, really. So shocked, I couldn't believe it. I'm not going to name names, but that doesn't make any sort of sense. I don't think Mason Mount is a bad player. But calling for the club to keep do whatever they can to keep Mason Mount and sell Kovacic, it begs the question whether do they understand football at all? I don't know. It doesn't make any sort of sense to me. Smash the like button, says my brother Bobby. I hope you're doing well, bro. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate all the support. If you haven't, people, keep smashing the like button, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And to those of you who are watching and are not able to join us here, you people provide real value to the community because we've grown from a channel to a community, and you're one of the reasons why we're where we are today. But if I can ask you one more favor, a tiny bitty favor, please take a second. Drop a like on the stream. Nobody will even know you did that. It takes half a second to do so. The likes will go a long way. But thanks to all of you for all the support. We can also play with the back four. Yeah, we have to. It doesn't have to be a back three all the time. And if we continue playing back three, what are we going to do with the wingers we have at the club? We will start having the same issue we had under Thomas Tuchel. Ironically, people were saying, stop playing back four, stop playing back four. We've been losing games because we've been playing with a back three. And now people are saying, stop playing back three, stop playing back three. That's actually hilarious every time I think about it. But now back three, yeah, for now. Big up, Bobby, how are we feeling about allowing the man a few more games to salvage and turn around the entire situation? Here's the thing. At the point when the people were saying he was going to get fired if we lose against Spurs or if we lose the game. What was the game before this Champions League game? The last night's Champions League game. I knew and I suspected. I don't think the whole thing comes down to that game before this one. I think the most important game he has to win to keep his job is this one. And his passion on the touchline and the way he was behaving showed that particular game. That the last night's game was actually one of the most important game he's coached as a Chelsea manager. Yeah, the way he was behaving, even when Kai scored that penalty, he didn't celebrate. He didn't celebrate the second one. He wanted this win, which shows maybe the discussion you have to win the Champions League, maybe, or at least do well in the Champions League overall. But for me, for him to convince me, he has to win it. Or I don't know how else he would do that. But that's, by the way, Cuckoo is not a bad defensively. It's only when you make him a go forward. I don't agree. At Brighton, he had nearly how many? I think, let me say, more than 300 balls into the box, but they didn't have good finishers. No, they didn't have players who got at the end of those balls, if that makes sense. I've said it before. I will say it again. A back three is the way out for Chelsea in the near future. As it is right now, yeah, that's what it is. But we should be capable of switching things up. We shouldn't be stuck with the back three. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in serious trouble. Recommended watch from Bobby Portland, the Blue of Stamford Bridge. Okay, thank you for recommending that. What's the title again? The Battle of Stamford Bridge. Okay, Portland. Okay, if you have the link, you can share it. You're a mod there. All right, so go ahead. Maybe, but players told to him what is before. Again, I also believe us playing on the counter for periods of the game. Yeah, it's a strategy. If you can't beat them, adapt to the situation and make the most of it, which means suck up the pressure and counter. But we weren't that effective on the counter, though. We need, to practice even more. I think taking it slowly has been our preferred approach. I think we need to let go Pulisic and Ziyech to make room for Madrid and Mudryk. Let's see what the club does at the end of the season. And big up to you. We are playing like Brighton under Potter. I thought you like Potter. We smoked that. No, we didn't smoke Dortmund. We didn't smoke. We didn't smoke them. But I'm not sure where you stand right now. But saying we're playing like Brighton. Shout out to Koulibaly for showing he can perform in the middle of a back three. I've always known, given the leadership role, essentially we're playing him on the left would have been a mistake. Better than at left CB. Yep, that's for sure. That's there for everyone to see. It seems like Pulisic makes a mistake for some reason. He's just coming back from injury, so I wouldn't look too much into that. And apologies, people. I'm going to scroll quite a lot to start, but I'll read comments from people that I haven't said hello to. Hello to you too. Points back at three. Potter back three is slightly different from Toko's, are more attacking, more adventurous. I'm not sure what to make of that, but yeah, let's see what happens. I'm going to score quite a few. Kante will make a difference if he can still do what he he can still. But maybe get a game or two before that particular game. That will make a whole lot of difference. I will accept to sell cover only if we're going for Bellingham. No, I wouldn't still, but that's you. Bellingham plays differently. I don't think he's capable of playing like Kovacic. I agree. It's finally looking like we know what we're doing. 2 games in a row. Yep. Let's move on. Wally Waldo said things. Said this since the Mount contract saga began. He can leave if he doesn't sign a new contract, a new deal soon. For all I care. Here's the thing: as much as I wouldn't say he's a bad footballer, but I'd rather him leave than Kovacic. That's me. That's how I see football. Maybe we see football differently, but that's me. But to my shocking observation, some content creators are calling for the club to do whatever they can to keep him and let Kovacic go. But Wally Waldo, more importantly, I hope you're doing well. I think Jude is decent, but I wouldn't take him cover all day. Not for that amount, too. Not for how much we're being quoted. Nobody believed that Potter would cook that man. I wouldn't go to the extent of saying he cooked them. Hello to you too, Chama. I hope you're doing well. So let me see anybody here. I'll get the comment of those that I haven't spoken with. I love how Bobby Smoky Signal spoke about Chelsea. It came to fruition. Yep. Passion. We want to see passion. We want to see players play like they want to win. I don't care how it happened. We won. That's all. Whether you like Potter or not, we're on to the quarterfinals. That's all that matters. Kachila, that was Flames. Thank you so much, brother. We are going to the quarterfinals. And match host, I hope you're doing well. And please, you can bunch up your comments together and send them. Otherwise, I'm going to start skipping your comment there. Big up, coach, panel, and chat. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Glenn, my bro, thank you so much for joining the show. Chelsea players did the needful. We may salvage our season by winning the Champions League. The Chelsea fans want Koulibaly and Kukurea out still. Anybody that jumped to the conclusion that we need to let them go probably wasn't paying attention to what the issues were in those games that they struggled. To me, the issues stemmed from lack of proper protection from the midfield. They don't in this game actually. The protection isn't that superb, and yet you see them. They did very well. And the more they develop understanding, especially in the case of Kukurea, the more his defensive pairing and the 2-6s and the wing backs, when he plays in the left center back position, understands that Kukurea operates more like a sweeper and will in most cases follow the ball, leave his position to go clean up a mess from somebody on the right-hand side on the central area. The better would be at the back. And I think Graham Potter knows that. That's how he operates and trusts him. You keep cover. He's an outstanding squad player. A lot of people don't know that. Hell no, Kuku and Kuli, they are coming in the form. Thank you so much for saying that. The players came through, not Potter. However you see it, we won. More importantly, doing good, brother. Hope you're good. I can't complain. I'm experimenting with an approach and the starting time so that I can always be energetic here because it's not easy. Our problem was to give 100% on field for Kuku. I think he was scary and lost. You think so? Really? Okay, big up. Let's see. Kuku really played well. He did play well. Coming to you, Eddie. Big up, brother. I hope you're doing well. Your thoughts on the game overall. What do you make of it? The performance for me, yeah, it wasn't the prettiest, but yeah, a win is a win. More importantly, we did what we had to do. A spirited performance, passion from Potter. That's huge. Maybe he has a future here. I don't know, but you go ahead.
Big up, Coachy.
Big up, brother. Great to see you.
Thanks very much for having me. The thing is, I said it that we just had to win. You know, it shouldn't be the prettiest kind of win. It shouldn't be anything, but we needed this win. And this win is huge. And this actually brought out a lot of players that we thought were not good enough. I mean, like myself, I've been criticized. I've had a lot of criticism against what's it called, Cucurella, but he played very, very well yesterday. He was very, very good yesterday. And
He
Koulibaly,
was
we've
one of
always
the
known.
best players on the day.
Exactly. I think he got the man of the match, if I'm not a player of the match or whatever they call it now. Yeah, he got it.
That,
so he did very, very well. All his passes were good. I mean, this is what we expected to be seeing from him. I mean, costing about 60 million players should be giving this week in, week out. But if this is the start of what we expect from Potter and the team, well, it's all good news for us, to be honest, because there's no point if he can turn around the team, give us this kind of performance consistently. I don't think anybody will be calling for Potter out. You know, even no matter how inexperienced he is, if this performance is consistent, regular, on a regular basis, I mean, it's good enough. That results change minds. Results will turn fans on his side. They will all just fall in love. I mean, if we look at the next few games we have coming up, it's a good run to have. They are winnable games on paper. You know, if we look at the games we have coming up, just the next one is Leicester City, and I think the next one, if I'm not mistaken, not too sure now, is it Aston Villa or whatever it is, and then the build up like that. It goes on up until when we play Liverpool. So it's a good. The next 3 games on paper should be Chelsea winning it, and maybe it comes down to the fact that because there's this talk about us having too big a squad for him to choose from. Maybe because there are some players not in the Champions League squad, so he has very few to think about. If you understand where I'm coming from, like he doesn't have to think about Noni Madueke. He doesn't have to think about Fofana. He doesn't have to think about Badiashile. Even though we know if Badiashile was in the Champions League, he would be starting ahead of Cucurella. But that would have given him a lot of thinking to do about, should it be Cucurella or should it be Badiashile? Which would have been Badiashile definitely playing, and then Cucurella will be on the bench. So that didn't give him that conundrum. He didn't have that conundrum, I mean, to think about a lot. So he just had those teams say, okay. And, you know, we were saying it. Was it Roger that was saying it? Rodrigo who was saying it that he's never worked playing Cucurella and Chilwell. But we saw yesterday that it did work at least. We're happy to see that did work yesterday. Both of them played very well. I mean, the whole team. I mean, Kai Havertz, I don't know where he brought this performance out from. It was unbelievable.
A spirited performance for me, but he's always had it in him, but yesterday was something special. He was special,
and it was very, it was very, very, very consistent all through 90 minutes. You know, I don't know, maybe he had extra motivation because he's playing a German team. I don't know, you know, but I don't know. It was a very good performance from him, and happy for the win, and hopefully we build on this, and then fans can be happy. But this has not actually changed my mind a lot about Potter, but it's a good step in the right direction for him. Hopefully it continues like this.
More importantly, the club won.
Exactly. So that's good for us. I thought Tuchel would be here for a long time. I mean, stability in terms of having manager, but unfortunately, that couldn't be the case. So if Potter stays and they can turn around this team and play consistently the way we saw yesterday, I mean, it's good news for us.
Oh, it's a result-driven game. So if he keeps winning, he keeps his place. I don't know how else to phrase it. Before I go to Bobby, can we all agree we should stay clear of Jude? He does not like us. One bit. Even argued with his fellow England mate. It's football. It's. But I get where you're coming from.
Obviously, you expect. Obviously, there's no.
He overdid it, really.
Yeah, there's no friendship on the pitch. He's been a very competitive player, so you don't expect less from him. To be honest, that's exactly what he should do. He's more like a leader in that team now for Dortmund. So you don't expect him to be having. There shouldn't be a friendly occasion yesterday. It was a huge
pleasantry with Benchu.
No pleasantries at all. No pleasantries. It's a huge one for them to have gone through the quarterfinals. You know, so there's no way for him to be. I mean, to be saying
we should pay anything not of 80 million for him. That's way too much. We have Andres Santos, and we still have Casado that could still come back. I think we're loaded in that area. We should be looking in the attacking area and not spending that much money in the midfield area. But good comment.
Yeah, if anything.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if anything, Kovacic's performance yesterday and him as well, looking at our midfield yesterday and knowing that we have Kante to come, he knows that he's not do or die for us. Say we have to get him. He knows himself. So if he wants to come, fine, but we shouldn't break the bank on playing stupid amount to get him to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I really do want us to talk about Kova's situation, but not right now. Maybe later in the day, and Bobby especially. But Bobby, I'll catch up. This won't take me a minute. Some content creators calling for the club to cash in on Kovacic. They don't want. How do people see football? It has to be about goals and assists. They don't know Kovacic, but that's by the way. We're moving from that one. This one, I like Jude. He has he's 19. He has elegance, a vision. Everything past a strength, and you will get the player for next 10 years. Yep, that's economically for me. 100 million is a bargain into this, but are we able to get him? Let's see what happens. Not gonna lie, Benfica looks 10 times better with Enzo. In his absence, it looks like you didn't enjoy watching them. But I think Enzo will come good. It will become even better for us than he played for them with N'Golo Kante back. But good observation right there. Yeah, you're laughing at them, really. He's good, but his attitude stinks. Should call him smelling him. Look, it's football. He's not there to give to talk about England, the England match with what's his name with Ben Chilwell. But that's by the way, we're moving from that. I've always known Cuckoo will impress after his salary. Not even salary. It's not beyond before his salary. I've always known he's a good player. Support the manager, back the manager. It's as simple as that. Don't bring it up because nobody's talking about that now. You don't want it to come up now. Jude is actually great friends with Reece James. Oh yeah, but on the pitch that changes. And I know you know that. Big up, coach. The beautiful game. Big up, brother. Respect to Cuckoo for managing it to wind up Bellingham to the extent of throwing his water bottle and pushing the camera away. Minerals landed. I loved Cuckoo. He was excellent yesterday. He can lead them back to Germany. Yeah, that's still good leadership. At least we'll still find their way back home. Florentino Luis is good option for box to box. Let's not get carried away with this win. No, let me be lost in it. That's what I'm going to say. Let me be lost. We have a lot still. There's still a lot of work to do. We're still not playing really as a unit. But boy, it was a spirited performance. It was a professional performance. And let me get lost in it. Panda, really. Some fans are already salivating about winning the UCL. On the occasions we won it, did you think we will win it? I'm sure you did, if that makes sense. Havertz had his best game in a long term. All of them did. And bro, Don Porter, can you bulk the messages and send them together so it's not seen as spam? The police there, chatbot, what's his name? Nightbot, which is a machine. It will time you out or start deleting your messages. Our players are playing for Porter now. They have more confidence. Yep, that's the truth. Porter win or lose, our fans are still negative and abusive. Yeah, a lot of people abuse him. Big up Bobby Fairview, my bro. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Big up Kachila and the panel. Porter got the decisions right yesterday. Starting Kukurea turned out to be a masterclass. Creamer rising to the top. Let's go. And that's why I love you. Always objective. But when you turn against anybody, you don't look back. You say it as it is. Much love to you. Neum, Kova cannot keep being overworked. That's the only thing we have to do. Don't overwork him. Make sure he gets his rest so that whenever you call upon him, he's be excellent for you. But I don't understand people calling, some content creators calling for us to cash in on Kova. Even before the performances we've seen of late, I would not say, don't let Kova go. I like Mount, but I wouldn't say cash in on Kova and do everything we can to keep Mount. That argument doesn't make any sort of sense to me. Kukurea was great with multiple T's. The New York guy, nice to see you, brother. I am very happy with the result. The players show confidence and aggression, and I am happy for them. Yep, I'm happy. You having a watch along for the Champions League draw? I think I should do that. Yep, the timing, I wasn't paying attention. What day? I think we should, but good bringing it up, Bobby. I think we should. it will make sense. So I will schedule in time. The problem with Kova is constant. Look how much we play him. He's mentally weak when he plays. He has one of three best players, but that is only well. You're right. Yeah. I get your argument. When is that? That's what I want to find out. So we can. We should have won easily by 4 goals. It didn't need to be this close. Yeah, because the first leg we had made plenty of chances. I think we found a permanent position for Cucurella. He can also create more chances than people give him credit for. A lot of people don't know him that much. For the record, yep, that's the truth. I've never been Potter out. Yep. You've always said the owners is who you blame. Yeah, so I don't want to misquote you. We're waiting on Mudryk now. Mason Mount will always be back and better. I hope if he comes back, I'll take him. Andrew Phillips. Sterling and Havertz. What players? Big up, coach. Big up. Brianu, is that Rahayu? Yeah, Rahayu changed his name. So it was the avatar that let me realize, oh, that's you. Big up, bro. I hope you're doing well. What a win for us. Yeah, Cucurella was good at LCV. But if we going to keep playing him there, we got to make sure Hall is ready when Chilwell is tired. Yeah, Hall should be ready. And that position, actually, I think Hall would do more. Implemented even better. He will apply himself better than Chilwell does because Hall is a midfielder. And the way Graham Potter approaches the wing back rows, he needs midfielders in that position because their primary responsibility is to overload the midfield, overload the attacking area, create chances. And Lewis Hall is an excellent player. I think whenever he gets a chance, I don't think you want to see you would want to see Chilwell there again. Mudryk doesn't defend, and Potter never asked him. Okay, let's see. Bobby Fairview is balling out. Yep, we know that. Sterling head will cost us again. When is the Champions League draw? I want to find out when, and I want to schedule a show for that. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention, and I should. Draw is next week. Okay, I have to schedule a live show for that. I don't think we'll miss it. So thank you for bringing that up, Bobby. I'm going to come to the other Bobby on the panel. Bobby Smoky Signals. Bobby, your thoughts overall on the performance? Like Choma said in the chat, I don't know if you saw that. Bobby preached, just get a win. Bobby preached, just show the spirit. Bobby preached, just show the fight. And as Bobby was saying that yesterday, I nearly started saying amen to that. But inshallah, overall, it was a great performance from the boys. And thank God for everything. I'm happy. My club won. Whether I like the manager or not, it doesn't matter right now. But Bobby, your thoughts? What are your observations? What do you make of the performance?
Yeah, pick up, guys. I posted earlier a recommended program. It was on BT Sports Films
on YouTube.
On I don't know if it's on YouTube yet.
If it's on YouTube, you could have just shared the link, but I'm going to try to find it later.
Yeah, I'll look for it. There are bits on YouTube. It's called The Poundland, the Battle of Stamford Bridge, referring to when Ken Bates bought the club for £1 in 1982, touched on a bit of 1970, went on to the 1990s, thereabouts, and
I will find it out. I'll share it with people.
And so on. Yeah, it's good for, a lot of the youngsters that haven't seen that side of Chelsea, and just to get them to know what sort of club we are and why I talk a lot like I do. We're a club that has come through incredible adversity. We have been attacked by the government not once, actually, I think now twice, because a lot of the things that we went through in the 1980s was more or less put upon us. When we nearly went bankrupt, it was due to soaring inflation rates. Some of the things that was done to the club because of the excessive football hooliganism, which affected all clubs in the era of the 1980s, although Chelsea was particularly notorious in and around 83, 84. Stamford Bridge was a battleground, it was a war zone, it was a very dangerous place. We've seen a lot as a club. We went down to the second tier of football, nearly went down to the third tier, the first time ever in our history. But fortunately, a goal by Clive Walker got us out of that. And we came back up again and started climbing up back to the pinnacle of world football. This club is a massive club. This club is a great club. We cannot allow adversity to let this club slump. They wanted to sell us off. Property developers wanted to sell us off into bits and pieces and completely annihilate the club. People forget, Ken Bates wasn't a particularly popular owner. Matthew Harding was more popular, but he played his part in the club. He brought on the pitch owners, which saved the club from the property developers that wanted to tear up the club into pieces and sell it off. And he tied them up in legal knots in the 80s, such that they went bankrupt in the end and saved the club. We went through so many things off on the pitch. I don't even want to talk about the buckets to collect money for the club, and even how he himself purchased the club, how Matthew Harding came in, our first sort of super rich owner, and bankrolled the purchase of people like, though he came on a free, but, he had wages to pay, people like Ruud Gullit, Luca Vialli. Look, we are such a great club. And it is that pride of those of us that knew the club from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to the beginning of the millennials, that we picked up from those that knew the club from the 60s and the 50s, and some even during the Second World War period of the 40s, who picked it up from those that knew the club from before then. We have a history, we have a tradition, we have a culture. We have always been hated. In the 70s, they hated us because all the stars used to come down the King's Road. We were the swinging side of the 70s and the 60s. Our players were always the best dressed. We had all the Hollywood stars. If they came to London, they'll come to Stamford Bridge. Steve McQueen, John Wayne, Raquel Welch, all those old-time movie stars, top, box office American movie stars would always come to Stamford Bridge. We were flash and they hated us. So nothing's changed there. So when we get to a Champions League round of 16, where our entire season is on the balance, we have our pedigree intact. We have our club coming under a sort of mini threat this time of being pushed out of our position in European football. We have to come out fighting like we always do, we always have done. And yesterday was a reminder of who we are as a club. The club fought on the field. The manager himself fought on the bench. The fans fought by singing their hearts out from the terraces. That Chelsea, that spirit of Chelsea Football Club remains intact. Our former players giving us messages, John Terry, Didier Drogba. We are a tight-knit family unit. There is no other club in the world like Chelsea. We have to hold our head up with pride and continue to aspire to winning. We go on now to the next phase of the Champions League, the quarterfinals. I don't know who we're going to face yet, but whoever it is, why don't we try and get through that? Aim for the semi-finals. That's what we're about. Before that, we've got Leicester, and then we've got, I think, Villa, and then we've got Liverpool. We have to get back to winning. We've got the players to do that. I thought yesterday the players showed their worth. They came out to give us a glimpse of what they can be for this club going forward. They reminded us of what injury has done to us. Losing Ben Chilwell, and who played excellently yesterday, almost back to his former self. And Reece James, though he didn't play in his normal vein, he's still coming back from injury. But, his presence and some of the things he did was crucial, pivotal. The whole team, the midfield, I thought was excellent. Kovacic and Enzo, although the lack of physicality is an issue, but the manager even recognized that with his substitutions. later on in the second half, bringing on Zakaria, bringing on Ruben. These players are massive when fit. All these people attacking players like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, whose issue has only ever been a matter of fitness. When he's fit, he's a giant. He's massive for this club. Havertz, Havertz showed that he is Chelsea through and through. He's a fighter. He's a leader up top. We have to continue to back this kid. Let this kid develop in our team. Let him grow with this team. He's being played out of position, but he's taking it just to keep the club going forward. I'm for Havertz every single minute now. And I will go to war to defend that player now because that player is defending.
Just quickly, Bobby, what won it for us? What won the game for us, Bobby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you there, Bobby? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, what won the game for us? I want to get that from you before I catch up with what we're having. Yeah, Havertz? I can hear you.
Yeah, you mean Havertz won the game for us? Absolutely.
No, what won it? What did we do? What did we do right to overcome the goal deficit in the end?
Do you know what? I think we are a better team than Dortmund. That's clear. Yes, they had injuries, which didn't help them, but we've had injuries for months, which hasn't helped us. But player for player, we are a better team. What really won it for us was attitude. It was our attitude. We went to play. We went to fight to win. We were not there. In fact, losing was not an option. Drawing was not an option. We had to win. I think it was the mental attitude of the players, the manager, and the fans that actually took us over the line. Because we're still getting out of this, not scoring and that dynamic. And I think winning this game should help us start to get things right now going forward. But yeah, Potter got his tactics right, yes. But the players had to apply themselves, and boy, did they apply themselves yesterday. Sorry, I've said a lot, but there's always a lot to say about our club.
All right. I think in this committee, you and Max are both the two club historians we have here. The knowledge of it will go along with a lot of the younger fans. Aurora Agbo, greetings, Kachula, my bro. I appreciate you finding time to join. Bobby and the rest of the panel, thank you for being specific with your greetings there. It's the New York guy here. Just 1 second. The New York guy, it's not likely. Okay, you're having a conversation with someone else there. Greetings. I think the draw is next week. Emeka Ejimole, thank you, Wanne. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I have fetish on Chelsea victories. I don't know what to make of that. Blue Blood, I haven't seen you in a while, brother. More importantly, do let me know that you're okay. BT Sports, I'm not sure about it being on YouTube. Okay, thank you for saying that. Money up the Chelsea indeed. I didn't see Kovacic starting for a number of reasons. Incredible performance. Potter needs to figure out how he got him ready for this game. Also give him a rest. So part of it was giving him a rest. So next time he says a player, he doesn't start a player and that player isn't on the bench too, maybe we shouldn't complain that much. He knows what he's doing. Again, he understands Kukurea very well. And if you follow Kukurea even before he joined Chelsea, you'd know the way he applies himself. It's a matter of us having good protection from the midfield area. Plus, his pairing in the back line, understanding he acts like a sweeper. I've said this like a billion times. He's everywhere. Like on the right-hand side, cleaning up after Wesley Fofana or cleaning up after, what's his name, Koulibaly. He did a lot of that. And that wasn't the first time I've been saying that. People probably don't understand how he plays. Great point there. And Panda is talking to somebody. The Prince is here. Big up family, big up Kachula, big up everyone. Please do not forget to like, and like. 24 more likes to get it to 100 likes, and we can get there as soon as possible. Facts. Okay, they're having a conversation there. You can continue. That's good to see, so that I have less to read. TT's players brought it home yesterday. Kukurea is TT player who? Enzo was good. Who else on the pitch? Felix was good. Well, okay. Well, if that's how you want to see it, but give Potter some credit for the selection anyway. Eugene, okay, you're having a conversation there. Roman would have come to if he wasn't banned from England. Oh yeah, he loves Chelsea that much. I'm gonna scroll past quite a few stuff here. Apologies, guys. We have too many stuff in the chat, and I'm not able to get all of them. Please, Kachila or Bobby, I want you to help me to analyze the difference between yesterday's Champions League penalty call and West Ham's penalty call versus Chelsea. Yeah, maybe I need the FBI and MI6 to come in for that one, because the one against West Ham that was stopped, was it Warpress or was that stopped it with his hand just as a goalkeeper would? I'm not sure how to help you with that one. Maybe later. Let's go ahead with the game right now. Let me see. I'll scroll past quite a few stuff here. Who buys a club and stays away? Nobody does. Yeah. You have to be part of it. I know. Let me see what else. Quite a few stuff here. Great setup by coach. Great energy, great attitude, and substitution on point. I think our season starts from here. Yeah, I'd say the same. Havertz is the first name on the team sheet. For me, all the PlayStation fans are learning how football is really played. Yep. A lot of people just jump to sell him, not understanding. Again, they don't understand his importance on the pitch. All the young flair players, nonsense doesn't get the wins. You have to bring him again, introduce him gradually, give him game time, and then learn how it's done. What else do we have here? Where's my brother Roger? Roger has been banned. He's been banned. Let's not get carried away from what. Let me swim in it. I want to get lost in it. I want to get drawn in the wind. Havertz had a lot of chances and still has to prove himself. If that's how you see it, fine. But me, I want to swim in the wind. I want to get drawn in the I want to get lost in the wind, if that makes sense to you. Kepa, the keeper, has grown up. I like the player. He has become. Yep, and PT, thank you so much for saying that. If you're watching, keep dropping the likes on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. He has the day off, Bobby. His client gave him a break, or maybe fired him. Thinking he's the people should stop flip-flopping. One bad game, sell the player. One good game, extend the player's contract. Be specific. I want to know who you're mentioning. I've always been Kovacic in. I've always wanted him to stay, especially now that we've lost a lot of leadership in the team. I've always wanted Koulibaly to stay. I have always argued that Kukurea is a good player, but most people don't look at the problems, the source of the issues. They just wanted somebody to scapegoat, and he usually is the easiest. The new, more passionate Graham Potter is due to his sacking his lawyer. Yes, give it to Roger today. He sacked Roger and is more passionate because Roger has been protecting him for not being passionate on the touchline. So there you go, Roger.
Not feeling the love, mate.
I'm only reading what I'm seeing, Roger. Kick me. Get Goncalo Ramos. It'd be difficult to get him from Benfica, really. But let's see what happens. I think it looks like I skipped something here. Here's a snippet of that video that Potter Bobby talked about. Please go check it out. I'm going to try to pin it as soon as I can. I cannot accept the fact that some Chelsea players give 100% just in the Champions League. I will give to Havertz just one more chance. Okay, at least give him a chance. I would like to avoid just Real Madrid and drawing in wins. Second in months, coach. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like new to me. It's something I haven't seen. It's alien to me. So I have to enjoy it, if that makes sense, Chimera. So he says, coach is a disgrace. You are a disgrace. Let me enjoy it. But much love to you, Chimera. More importantly, I hope you're doing well, brother. That's, by the way, Ntako Mangayi, Emperor, my bro. We need to threaten Potter with those 45 peppers every game. Maybe that works. Yeah, much love to you. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. 1-0 against Leeds United, 2-0 against BVB. Still not good enough, but at least those are wins, and we'll go a long way. Our counterparts won 5-1 against their opponents, and Liverpool just a trash Manchester United. This is always a big fish. I get it, but at least 2 wins in a row will go a long way. Big up, Kuchila. Big up to you, DJ, everyone in the stream. Still buzzing from last night's win. 2 wins on the bounce. Hopefully, this impacts our season now. Yep, 2 wins, very important. It will go a long way for us. That's why I'm enjoying it right now. Kuchila did yesterday put a big nail in the coffin of the back four. Well, not just me, all of us, we worked together. But I suspected strongly Cucurella was going to start that game. Garma refuses the 16 million because he knows he has to pay Roger at least 30%. 30%, so he's better off staying on the job, enhancing his resume or polishing his resume, like some congressman said. Roger receives his long overdue P45. Maybe that's a British term. Is it tax or payoff? Okay.
P45 is your dismissal slip.
Okay. Oh, okay. Big up the beautiful game. Much love to you, brother. Always nice to see you. Greetings to my bro, Phil R7. Please do let me know you're doing well. I think I haven't seen you for a few days now, but I want to know that you're healthy. Chelsea versus Benfica would be good to see Enzo face his former club. I think he'd be at his best on the day if that happens. I don't see Potter moving from back 3 for the rest of the season. TT's ball is back. I think he'd find a way to adjust it to accommodate wingers. Yeah, because I don't see the wingers we spent how much buying sitting on the bench the rest of the season. That's, by the way, last we made it to last 8. Very important. Yep. I'm still Potter out. Yeah, stick to it. But do you like the win? Do you like the win or not, Zalani? That's a question I want to ask you. I'm cool, bro. Thanks. Okay, nice to hear that you're well. That's, by the way, let's go to Roger. Roger, your thoughts on the game. I know you probably must have watched it 20 times now, and that's what you do to be ready for your argument as a lawyer. But it's not about your client today. It's about the win. And how did we do it? I want to hear that from you, Roger.
Yeah, I thought we played with good intent. Hello, everyone, by the way. Pleasure as always. I agree with Eddie.
Big up, Roger.
Hello,
you agree with who?
Eddie. What he was talking about.
Go ahead.
Good summation of the game. I thought we pressed very well, especially up front. Yeah, Bobby's right. We were out-muscled in the mid for a lot of times. Cucurella shocked the you-know-what out of me. I thought he had an outstanding game. Seriously, he did.
No, I believe it's just the way you press it. You're leaving it for me to interpret it into whatever I want, but I'm not going to do that.
PG, sir, PG.
Just go.
But no, it's. I thought we played well. I actually was shocked with the Joao substitution, bringing on Gallagher, but I thought he did well. I thought he bought.
It just arrested him. It wasn't because he was playing badly.
No, exactly. Listen, because he identified that you needed basically a lot of industry, you needed energy, and he brings that. And let's be honest, Joao is not exactly a huge individual. He's
not the most physical. That's one thing he didn't get. Yeah. He didn't get from Diego Simeone.
Yeah, he lacks physical presence, but he has many other, positive attributes. But I thought, being pragmatic the last 15 to 20 minutes, I thought that was a good idea. It's exactly what Jose would have done and most other managers.
That's an improvement, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. You can't have an open game where it's like a basketball game. You're going up and down the field because they're clinical enough to win. Listen, they're the equal best team in Germany right now, playing against the 10th ranked team in England. And the one thing that really infuriated me about this game was I felt the referee gave a lot of free kicks for them. I mean, I think it was 17-7 or something. There was a huge disparity in free kicks. He gave them a lot, and a couple of them were like dodgy at best. But Listen, Kai, I thought could have been man of the match. I thought Kepa could have been man of the match. He had two outstanding saves, and had he not, we
And you
may
have to talk about the goalkeeper, right?
yeah, but because it's relevant,
No, I'm just kidding.
it's
I know what I
justified.
want because you're as a former goalkeeper yourself.
Yeah,
But
exactly. And
it makes
that
sense.
position is
Usually people
overlooked.
don't count their contribution during the game.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't value it
overlooked.
that much. Yeah, but go ahead.
The only time it's ever brought to the attention is when a goalkeeper makes an error or concedes a goal. You know, I thought he kept us in the game, and there's a strong possibility. Had he not, then had we conceded a goal at any moment in time, we could have lost. So I thought he did an outstanding game. His distribution was excellent too. The back line played very well. You can still see Reece James is still not back to his former self, but he's getting there. You can tell incrementally by each game he's improving. So the other thing was I'm still, when I watched the game the second time this morning, I was still really peeved with Koulibaly's open header miss. It was uncontested in the 7th minute. He should have put
will you forgive him given his
of
overall
course.
performance?
No, I love him. He's a great player, but we do lack that clinicality from the defensive line. We just do. These opportunities are usually put away. At least test the keeper. That's all I'm asking. But
here's one thing, Roger. If you don't mind, can I come in just quickly?
Yeah, of course.
This goes with missing. I think it's something that we'll see from every department on the pitch.
Oh, sure.
So
no doubt about it.
Once it start coming constantly, for instance, the goal Raheem Sterling scored, he fluffed it at first, but still had the composure to dribble the man, move the ball away from the guy that would have blocked it had they tried to take it straight ahead immediately and scored. That's part. The penalty was scored. That's part of solving the problem of us not being confident in front of goal or not putting away chances. This could well mean the next team we play against will be in serious deep trouble because we're going to smoke them. But go ahead with what you're saying. So
Sterling was
but I get your point. You made a very important point. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. And but being offside, Sterling, I thought, had a poor game. He was offside far too often, and that's a sign of traditionally when a player loses confidence, they try to rush things. That they're impatient. That's a telltale sign of a player doing this. And he was lucky. His original attempted shot that he completely missed, that ball could have gone anywhere off his standing foot, and it ricocheted off the German defensive player and back onto his thigh. That ball could have gone anywhere where he wouldn't have had the second chance to shoot. However, he was composed and he shot, at point blank range for all intents and purposes. But I thought he had a poor game for the most part. I thought Kai's shooting, even though he scored, but it was offside.
Agenda, mass agenda.
No, not at all.
Before you fight.
No. I thought. Listen, Sterling brings a lot of positive attributes, like very intelligent runs, like being a leader, being a parent, and being mature for his age, and being a good example to the younger players. These things cannot be understated. These are very important attributes he brings, but his first touch often lets him down. He's not the most technically gifted individual. He's been like that since he played with Liverpool and then at Man City and now with us. It's not an agenda. I'm just being honest. And by the way, when you have a loss of confidence as a striker or a forward person, you usually tend to be caught offside more because you're too apprehensive. You go first forward. That's quite common, and that so you can't blame him for that.
Apprehensive or desperate?
Well, I do want to say that, but
Why don't you just give credit to the Dortmund defensive line?
So hold on 1 second. In the second minute, where he's alone, basically one-on-one with the keeper and had the chance to chip him, he just froze. What? Where was the defensive line then? I'm sorry, your silence is deafening.
No, drop so that I can bring Rodrigo in. Let him say it's your turn to say what you feel about the game, Roger. Go ahead.
He could have been more clinical, or at least shot. He didn't even take off his shot because he's lacking confidence, and I get that. Listen, I've seen the match twice. I've seen that attempt multiple times. He could have pulled the trigger, at least tested the keeper. He didn't. He froze like he's never seen a goalkeeper in a goal before. So I think that's valid criticism. It's not an agenda. It's nothing to do with that. I give him compliments when it's due, and I critique him when I think it's warranted. And I think that's a constructive criticism. But I thought for the most part that the team played as a team. And Bobby's right. I think, yes, they did have injuries, but so did we. And I think it illustrated the fact that our squad has greater depth than theirs. I think over the course of 2 matches, I thought we created the greater opportunities. And I think the XG bears that out, if I'm not mistaken, over the two games. So that's all I wanted to say. Kudos to the team.
I heard that Cucurella has also become a Roger client and flourishing now. Yeah, Roger has a way of getting his clients to do well. Plus, Roger is the goalkeeping department. And whoever that's the goalkeeper, Roger is their lawyer because he sees things from their perspective and can defend them quite well because he was a goalkeeper himself. But Roger, thank you so much for that. Coming to you, Bob Rigo. Your thoughts, your observations from the game. What do you think? Yeah. I want to get, and I want you to also talk about the comment from Bobby Fairview. I highlighted that comment. Everyone else will get a chance to talk about that too, saying that the wingers with us should go back to go find another club.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Your thoughts on the game, your observations. How did we win it?
I can approach my observation in 2 ways, but I'm gonna read the room. And I'm gonna read the Chelsea fan base mood, and I'm not gonna bring out any negativity. So first, I think
whatever you want to do.
So if you criticize someone, and then when they do something right and you don't praise them, then people will never listen to you when you criticize them. So first, I need to give praise to the manager. He set us up really well. I didn't think Cucurella and Chilwell would work. He proved me wrong.
Yeah,
exactly. They played well.
Can you just say you're sorry for thinking that?
No. Never.
No, I was dead wrong about that.
Just go ahead, man.
I'll definitely praise the manager for doing that. And obviously the other thing is the approach to the game. How I saw what we were trying to do in phases. We pressed them high, like exactly what I said. Pressed them high early on. Try to get a goal, but like what Roger said, Sterling. The thing with Sterling is when he has time, he always panic. He's not a good finisher when he has time, but when he's instinct, like he just comes at him quickly. He's quite good at finishing those chances.
Yeah.
So overall, I was happy. I think this was probably, in terms of the magnitude of the game.
Just quickly, Rodrigo. Just quickly, 1 second. Josh has 2 comments in the chat. The second one, I'm not gonna read it because he's saying hello to you, and you know I don't like you. Big up my bro, Josh. Much love to you. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you. But then I don't want Rodrigo to cry. He says, Rodrigo, my guy. Yeah, go ahead, Rodrigo. But more importantly, Josh, much love to you, brother. Nice to see you in the chat. Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Yeah, because obviously I could come up and say...
I'm going to ban Josh for saying hello to Rodrigo.
The point I wasn't really happy about...
He's going to be asking for £300,000 a week now. But go ahead.
Like the control of the game wasn't really good.
Sorry for cutting your response off. Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Yeah, could mention things like control of the game wasn't good. We didn't keep the ball well, but that's not important after a game like that. After a game like that, it was about performance. It was about where we were. We just had to perform. I saw the players coming together, the manager coming together with the players. He showed, and at times, one thing I was criticizing Potter for, when there was dead, like when the play is dead, usually managers pull up the players and give them more instructions. I saw him do that a lot yesterday to James, to Havertz. He was really into the game. He's done well. I think because again, his job is on the line, and he really wanted to win this game.
And you believe, like I do, I've been saying for all the while, that every other game we were saying if he loses, who loses one, he's gone.
Yes,
The Champions League was probably
the
that
biggest
one, because yesterday
exactly.
we saw a different Potter. But go ahead, brother.
That was the one. That was the one he had to win. And I think I said that in the last stream. I compared the Leeds win to Arteta's Norwich win. That one win that like literally changed his fortune. And I felt like maybe that Leeds game changed his fortune. It's too soon to say. Ideally, I'll still want him to go. But listen, if the guy keep proving me wrong every week, I'm happy to eat my humble pies. But it was overall Kai Havertz as well. People criticize this guy a lot, but when he plays like this, he's unplayable. He's a very good player. Only thing is, can he do this again on Saturday against Leicester? Yeah, question mark. Yeah, I wasn't.
We're not gonna. Yes, then we're actually not paying attention to this guy playing a lot of games. I think most people are not paying attention to how many games he plays
and a lot of minutes.
And a lot of minutes. Yeah, people don't pay attention to that.
Minutes.
Yeah.
But it's noticeable.
We should rotate him more.
Yeah, we should rotate him more. Yes.
Especially now, he's the only centre we have in the Champions League squad. So ideally, obviously, guys on a high.
Why is everybody in the chat giving you my credit? I was the one that said about him being played too much, and DJ is saying so true, Rodrigo. What the heck is going on here? But just go ahead. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Yeah, it was. I was so happy. I was like, oh man, this is finally something right going for us. We should have beat Dortmund by more. But again, when the approach after the 65th minute, when we decided to sit back, again, I could have sat here, criticized that. But in a game like that, you can't be taking chances. You have to sit in. You have to defend your box.
You can't.
We did
open,
that perfect.
You know?
We executed that. That was perfect. That was perfect. Perfect game management by Porter as well, because he took off Felix. Felix wasn't running much in the second half. He brought. I was thinking, bring in Mudryk, but he brought in.
But that would have led to a change in the shape. But probably he didn't want to do that.
He didn't want to do that, so he brought in Gallagher and Pulisic. Gallagher gives you the legs. He's gonna run around in like this disrupt Dortmund play, and I think overall it worked. So kudos to Graham Potter and his staff. They've done a good job. And what we want to regain the faith that some people lost in him. Well, I never really had any in him. Is to keep this form.
Yeah, so don't join. I'm not joining, act like you've been supporting him.
No, but I still want him. I want him to prove me wrong. Keep proving me wrong every game. Obviously, where am I to ask an experienced coach to prove me wrong? But
Rodrigo,
you know.
Did you laminate your bus ticket yet, so you don't lose it?
No, I didn't. What bus ticket? What bus
Just
ticket?
Check in.
There's no bus ticket.
Oh my goodness! Just quickly, let me catch up with what we have in the chat. Rodrigo, you still talking, bro? I want to catch up and bring in a Emperor.
If we win the Champions League, I'll be shameless. I'll be more shameless than Roger. I'll be the biggest Potter in fan you've ever seen in your life.
All right, let's see what happens. I beat that too. Kepa suddenly turned into Reed Richards. What's going on? I don't know who that is. So maybe other chaps on the panel understand. Sterling constantly getting trapped in offside position. And Tom Bryan, did you travel? That chicken de la Dortmund was delicious. Can you smell what the Potter is cooking? I think Tom Bryan is pottering. So I have clarity as to where you stand, but that's fine. Again, I wish him well. If he does well, my club does well. But I still have questions. But I'm here to enjoy the win and talk about how we did it. That's what I want to find. How did we do it? It was dirty. It wasn't pretty, but it was professional. More importantly, it was a spirited performance. We played like we want to win it. We saw a Chelsea team how it is a few years ago. Sorry. Sterling is world class. Big zone. big up to you. More importantly, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. My concern how the coach can integrate Mudryk into this team. I really want him to succeed. And like my friend and brother in the chat says, the wingers should go find another club because it's over for them. I know he's being sarcastic in the sense that what he means is that we're going to be playing with the back three for a while. But there's one structure in the back three that Rahayu shared the other day that can actually accommodate wingers. I've forgotten what structure it is. But it doesn't make any sort of sense, except if you're going to play the wingers as forwards. Because with wing backs, the left and right channel from back to the forward are designed to allow them that space, to operate, support, help overload the midfield in the attacking area. So it wouldn't make any sort of sense to play wingers too. The Prince is here. My concern now is how the coach can. Okay, I've read that one too. Sterling never be world class. That's not why I'm here. Rodrigo was the biggest Havertz critic. Give him his flowers. Okay. Wait, who is Roger criticizing? This should be one of his better mornings in a long time. Roger never liked Sterling. I think he talked about Sterling, right? He never liked Sterling, if we're being honest. He never ever liked Sterling.
It's not so much doesn't like, Coach. I just see
as a player.
No. I'm talking about his first touch is lacking, and he has. I think I wouldn't classify him as world class. I think he has quite a few negative attributes within his game. However, he does have positive attributes, as I always say also. But it's his technical ability, ergo his first touch, is putrid. It's poor. For a professional and for an international player, I find it quite worrisome. However, he has speed, and he's a good person. He's a good leader. He has many positives.
I love this.
He does, and
I'm getting love, and Roger's getting all the hate. Oh yes.
No, but I like the fact he makes.
Roger, did you hear what Rodrigo say? He's getting love, and you're getting a lot of fight. That's because Roger is objective.
I'm not feeling it.
No jokes. But go ahead, Roger. Go ahead. What you're saying, brother.
Yeah, but the one thing he does that virtually no other Chelsea player does is his runs into the box. And I think that's because of being with Pep for so many years, because he never had that when he played for Liverpool. So you have to credit Pep for teaching him. His football IQ is probably the strongest in our team, in our squad. I think that's fair to say. He does make very intelligent runs to both posts.
Yeah, and you can find him. He will put a lot of them away.
Yes.
But at Chelsea now,
that's because
just quickly, Roger. Chelsea now, wouldn't you prefer him on the right hand side? But go ahead.
Yes, without a shadow. Based on the last 3 games, without a shadow of a doubt. When he's not playing, have you noticed that when crosses come in and you'll see no one at the far post or the near post, generally that's where he is, and we're lacking those tap-ins because he's not usually there. So. As much as I critique him, he also does have many positives. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, that's the truth. I agree here. We need to. Sterling is elite, whether you like his first touch or not. But that's not the fight against you. I know you're being honest. Havertz undroppable. We will need to fix our midfield. That's important, especially we need a central attacking midfielder. Let's see what else we have here.
I don't think we need attacking. I think we need a controller in midfield.
Do we have any player in that team that can produce double digits in terms of assists from the center area? We don't.
No. But maybe.
If he keeps a back 3, you only have a space for 2. When you watch Enzo and that's the reason we can keep the ball.
You can play a 3-5-2, sir.
Yeah, but look how poor our possession was. We can't keep the ball.
No,
we literally can't keep the ball. We
were playing against a very informed team, though, a really solid team.
No, it's not just this informed team. Against Leeds, it was the same thing. We just can't, because That's the one thing that Jorginho gave us. But obviously, we needed someone more athletic, more
Hold
someone
on.
that can
Didn't
cover the
we have
ground
most of
better
the
than
possession
Jorginho.
against Leeds, though? I thought we had the greater possession, no?
Did you see what happened after? Even against
No,
Spurs, we're not controlling games as well as we should for a team of our size.
I think we're keeping the ball, but we're doing it without purpose, is what you mean to say.
But even here's the thing: the way Dortmund played yesterday, we struggled to play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And Roger, just a quick question: given what Josh has on the screen here, you did the calculations. I think you did some digging. How many more we played with back three more, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
so thank you. So Josh is very correct.
We've won out of our 11 victories. We've won 6 now, 7 now with the back 3 and 4 with the back 4.
I'm not reading what I have on the screen here. But Roger, you take your time.
Oh man.
Roger, you take your time and read it, and please let people express themselves. Chimera, just let people express themselves. Don't delete messages that much. Give them time. Except if they become abusive. But the language of saying, again, if you want to talk about the player's IQ, be specific. Say that player's footballing IQ. Don't say, for instance, Raheem's IQ. No, you have to be specific. Otherwise, you seem you're sounding like you're saying he's stupid as an individual. Not so, talk about his footballing abilities. Make sure there's clarity as to what you're talking about. Otherwise, your message is going to get deleted. So yeah, good job.
You have to differentiate. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Roger is a.
It's funny though.
No, it is. Rahayu Briani 343. Okay, he's changed his name to the formation that's gotten us that win. He says that Havertz have a deeper role for the Dortmund game. It was a fluid approach. I have to rewatch it. No, I don't think he had a deeper role. No, maybe I have to pay attention to the application. But even with that one-time watch, he didn't have a deeper role.
Did it feel like Sterling and what's the other guy? Felix, we're playing closer to the box as well.
Oh, I see. More narrow, yeah. Well, they have to because you got wing backs. That traditionally,
possibly just to also choke the defense, to overload that area make it difficult for the defenders. Sterling makes questionable decisions, but he has impact goals. That's another way. Exactly, that's another way to phrase it. Not say somebody's IQ. It sounds like you're saying the person is stupid. But that's, by the way, let's see what we have here. So true, Rodrigo, on Kai, a bigger pro, but be a bit lenient. Just at least warn the person, tell them to watch the language you're using, educate them. But if they don't pay attention, then you can delete their messages. Chimera, why you think that I defend Ziyech? I always speak against Ziyech. Okay, closing up shop 65 minutes against a good team is a death sentence.
Especially.
Okay. I'll come to you in a bit, Emperor. I don't count Ziyech. Let me get again. Not sure. My heart can take Havertz as the first choice, perhaps. Okay, penalty taker, though. I think he's a fine penalty taker, really. Give him credit. I have to be honest. Havertz would do it again on Sunday in a back 3. He doesn't need a rotating. You see how much time we have off between games. And plus, play him consistently. If you're going to play him there, maybe just play him consistently there. Then he adapts to that position and then start firing on all cylinders. Kai better keep this up. Next club will pay more. Wow, the New York guy wants him out. We switch to 3-5-1-1. Okay, 3-5-1-1 when Gallagher and Pulisic came on. Okay, what do we have here? Whoever whenever we get whoever we get in the UEFA Champions League draw, I have hope with Kante and Thiago Silva coming back, and this team having more time to gel. And if we slowly take a step forward every game, we can do it. We must believe that's the truth. Take it slowly. Don't try to implement too much at the same time, at which we've all argued probably Graham Potter's problems here. So I'm going to try to get a few comments from the members. More importantly, those were the right substitutions at the right time, better than that. What he did against Leeds. You have something to argue about. Getting that defensive with that much time left is asking for trouble. 65th minute. Did we actually? Would you say that's really defensive?
No, we didn't shut down shop until the 82nd minute, gentlemen.
Yeah,
we
because
were,
the early changes were in defensive, really.
Yeah, it was the 82nd and the 83rd minute, okay, technically. So let's say the early 80th minute. So the last 10 minutes, to shut down shop in the last 10 minutes, plus injury time or stoppage time, I don't think is that pragmatic. I think that he did it at the right time.
All right, let's get in Emperor. Emperor, your thoughts on the game. I'll be highlighting comments as I scroll down. Emperor, nice to see you, brother. I know you're probably busy and squeezed out time to come give us your 2 cents, but that 2 cents can buy us a lot. Your thoughts on the game. What are your observations? How did we win it?
Yo, big up, everybody.
Hello there,
hope
brother.
everybody's big up the chat, smash the like button. 2 wins in a row, guys. 2 wins in a row. Breathe.
That's huge.
It means a lot, especially for us Chelsea fans who've been watching a lot of these games and we've been crying. So
we can tell our
grandchildren. I gotta give it up to Potter. We have to, because as much as we don't want him here, he got this one absolutely correct. In-game management. In-game management.
For me, I don't want him, but I have to say for me, but because are you representing a lot of people? You let
I'm saying a lot of people don't want him at Chelsea as well. I'm included in that bracket. But the thing is, when he does things like that, what he did yesterday is where I have to give you credit. I cannot just criticize, a lot, because he got a lot right. The only thing that I might question was maybe, taking out Havertz in his later parts of the game, because you saw he was knackered. Like, he put in a shift yesterday. Yeah. Like, we can't. Even in that left-hand side where they were trying to attack through Cucurella and Chilwell, they were getting so much joy. He was trying to fill in that void, and you could see he couldn't get from one side of the pitch all the way to the other side and still get the ball and transition it forward in forward play. So he put in a shift, and I gotta give it up to him. And again, Havertz in a 10 role will ball for Chelsea again and again. None of this striker nonsense. Let's not judge a striker by not being a striker.
Germany.
Exactly. Let him be free and connect with players, because he links up play absolutely perfect. Felix, the substitution for Felix for Gallagher was very, very risky for Potter, but brilliant if it comes off. But if it didn't come off, we are going to have his head right now. Because let's not lie, but he did it at the right time. Gallagher comes in, gives another extra layer in midfield, holds the ball, disrupts play. He was good. And Enzo and Kovacic, oh my God, they shut down that midfield as best as they could. They didn't do it 90 minutes, but they did it as best as they could. They shut down Bellingham. Didn't have a good game, and that's 2 legs now. So it was, and Koulibaly, oh my God, Koulibaly, as you guys said yesterday in the pre-match pre-match show, you said he's better in the midfield centre back role, where he's protected. But you look at how he did it. He knew when to step out. He knew when to come in. He knew when to go out. He knew when, he was so disciplined. And I was like, yeah, this is the Koulibaly we signed.
Is it really a matter of him being protected? A matter of him, the matter of the leadership of the back line falling on him? That's when I think you get more out of him. Not really about him being protected. But that's you can say 50% of both.
Yes, because the thing is, when Koulibaly is on the right or left side of centre back alone, he steps out of position without leaving, somebody in charge. You get what I'm saying? Like he would run around and be like, no, don't overcommit to that because you're leaving a huge gap. So in this game yesterday, he knew when to, because when you on the the central centre back position, when you step out, Fofana and Cucurella know perfectly well to mind that gap that you just left. And when you do step out, you need to make sure that you make that tackle and win that ball. And he did that exceptionally yesterday. There's even a flick that he did to Felix, and then we were on a counter. Even like he was playing out of his skin. Cucurella, this is why we bought you. This is the Cucurella we know from Brighton. Where was he? And again, we said here, when I saw the team sheet come out, I was like, oh my God, Cucurella and Chilwell, it never worked. Why are we doing it now? And I was like, yeah, Potter's going to lose his job today. At the end of the day, sorry?
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, this has not worked in the past. Why now?
Why now? Like, what is change? Yeah, so he
and just quickly, breaking news before you continue. I think Fabrizio Romano reports that Goncalo Ramos' release clause is 180. Is that 80 million euros, so to speak? Okay, go ahead. Goncalo Ramos. We've been late with him. His release clause is 80 million euros. Go ahead, Emperor. Go ahead with your delicious.
Yeah. So Cucurella, absolutely brilliant. He was defensively sound. He knew when to press. He led the press in terms of making Dortmund make those mistakes in those early, exchanges of the game. He was brilliant. I can't lie. And Chilwell, oh my God, Chilwell, man. There was a chance where I don't know who I think it was Elair who was in the box alone, and Chilwell come out of nowhere and just cleared that ball. I was like, bro, like so many good things.
Yes.
Yeah, like he was.
Then. Yeah.
We would have conceded. He was on goal alone, and out of nowhere, I was like, wait, where's my defense? And Joel just came and cleared the ball, and I was like, alright, cool, Joel. We needed that one because even Kepa, oh my God, Kepa. I don't know what Kepa's been drinking, but I like it. He's
you want what he's having.
Yeah, I really do.
You
I
want
really
what
do.
he's on.
He was outstanding
Because he's learning. That's the thing. He's learning now because the free kick he got against who's this the best free kick taker in Prem, James Ward-Prowse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he literally put that on a poster stamp and he couldn't get there. And Royce did the same thing. I was like, I know Kepa can't do this. So he was like, nah, let me position myself a bit better so I can get a little bit of reach into that. And he did that. That was showing like you learned from your mistake type of situation. And that kept us in the game because if that goal went in, I don't think we come back. I think our heads drop. I think things go way south. But that kept us in the game. Every time we attacked, we looked good. Sterling, exceptional. He needs to time his run. Again, he's not confident because I don't know what's going on in his head or, match fitness or match sharpness. I don't know. But I think he's going to get to a point where it just flows. And when we get that Sterling where every game he doesn't think, he just smashes it or he just taps it. Exactly, yeah. The instincts just kick in because we've seen that Sterling. Let's not act like we haven't seen that Sterling. He just these type of games is the one that he needs where it's scrappy but you get the goal. Because you saw, man, he flunked at that shot, and the minute he flunked at that chance way before he scored, right? I was willing to come to England and pack his bags and send him back to Manchester because there's no way you miss such a chance alone. But you corrected it right there and there. And Koulibaly as well could have scored like 2 goals. There was one way he was supposed to tap in, but it hit his back of his foot. I don't know what happened. Like this game just shows you how much Chelsea needed luck. Like so many things went wrong. The Kai Havertz shot that hit the post and went out. I was like, what's going on?
It hit the right side and then the left side to before going out, right? It clicked. I think it clicked off the
Another insult that's going in.
100%. And I was like, is this going to be that game where we just don't score? Like the previous game against Dortmund, where we just hitting post after post. And I was like, yeah, we're not coming back from this one. But yeah, that scrappy goal, we needed that. And if you look at the build-up play from the Sterling goal, it was scrappy from get-go. Like Koulibaly wins it in the midfield. It goes all the way back to Kepa. We somewhat tried to build out of the back. We misplayed a bit. Kai Havertz has a lucky touch, and then he runs into space, and then he does that wonder flick to Kovacic. Kovacic, and Kovacic loses it up front as well, right in the same phase of play, but it bounces off a defender and comes back to Chilwell. Like there's so many luck involved in that one phase of play, but that we needed. I can't lie, we needed one to go our way, as well as the penalty as well. But again, Potter got it right. His substitutions were a bit risky, but his management, and I love the fact that he was talking to players. Somebody said, I think it was Roger or somebody, who said, when the phase of play ends or there's an injury on the pitch, like talk to your players, get them on side, get them, instructed. He kept on calling Hakai over. Yeah, he kept on reminding me do that exactly. That little bit of in-game management is what sometimes players need. Like I'm losing my head. I don't know who to mark. I don't know, and like remember this is all the basics. And again, 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it, 3 at the back. It's our basic. It's our staple for us to get points. I can't lie.
Yeah.
It's what these players know, and it's easier to adapt.
So good luck to the wingers, but Josh said in the chat, if it's going to continue being 3-4-3, play them as forward. Somebody was saying something. Sorry, Rodrigo, was that you?
Yeah, sorry, it's me. Yeah, I'm saying for the remainder of the season, stick to 3-4-3, but in pre-season and going forward, because of the type of players that we signed in pre-season, we need to have. First thing that needs to happen is have more than 5 games in pre-season. Try out back for work on that in pre-season.
And not prioritize marketing during the preseason like we did in the last one, because the last one we did a lot of more traveling than less games. I think the owners will learn that's not a good idea.
I want to try a back 4 in preseason. Literally work on that. When has more time.
Another thing, Roger, you brought up was the fact that we can't control games, and this is what I was saying to you, Coach, earlier on in like previous games.
Where experience comes in that area.
With purpose is the key.
Yeah, besides experience, right, is that we really desperately need a proper DM, like somebody who can play the ball, disrupt play, calm down the phases of play, like read the game from a defensive point of view. We desperately need that because we can't control one game, and that's very scary if we're facing the likes of Dortmund, because they were cutting us open. Like every time they were going through, they were going through the Fofana side. They were going through in the second half. They were going through who's this Chilwell and Cucurella side. They were making it easy. The passing phases were going in 1-2, 1-2, keep it moving. But yeah, our defense kept a bit solid. But in the last phases of minutes, it was a bit shaky because of the amount of pressure and momentum they had to score, etc. But we can't leave games where we can't control it for like more than 20 minutes, because that's very dangerous. Especially, I don't care who you're playing. And this was a Dortmund side that had dubs on dubs on dubs. So we really needed this win, but we need somebody who can control the phase of play, because every time even when we're substituting the Zacharias, the Robin Loftus-Cheeks, they didn't do it. And my only problem with Loftus-Cheek is that he doesn't want to pass the ball. That's the only problem I have. The minute he realizes he can pass the ball, because he always protects the ball properly, but doesn't release it in good time or etc. etc. But yeah, like Potter, man, I said too much. Like, but Potter, big up to you, good win. And again, this Saturday, Potter's job is on the line. I think Bodie needs to have another meeting to tell him, bro, if you don't win this match, you're fired. Because that's the only way we winning games.
Oh my goodness! Just quickly, I have a question. Go ahead if you haven't dropped. Sorry. Sorry, Emperor, were you still speaking? Did I?
No, I'm done.
Okay,
yeah. I mean,
Rodrigo, I have a question coming up for
sorry.
you. Yeah, go ahead, Eddie, if you wanted to say something. Yeah, go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, we just talk about us not controlling games well. Controlling of game comes with confidence. We've not been winning. So it's hard to control games when we've not been winning. We need to build this momentum, and then we'll be able to.
Do we really have what it takes to control a game? Experience comes into play. Then
yes, experience comes into play.
The traditional DM plus a player more like in the mold of Jorginho. Because Enzo, I don't know. Maybe we'll still see him do that. I don't know. I don't think we have what it takes to control games right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, but if we say we don't have what it takes to control games, we might as well say, I mean, look at Kai Havertz yesterday. He's been playing that position, and look at the way he did yesterday. So there are certain games whereby confidence, when it comes into you, you play very well to the top. When you're at your best, you'll be able to control games. I know we need a DM, but if we keep winning, the way we control games.
Would you say a traditional DM, but a DM, you could say we need a mashup of a traditional DM and the register. Because the register behavior is what helps you control games from the midfield area. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is that even if what we have now, say if confidence builds now, the way it's coming, like 2 wins. I mean, I keep reading comments about people saying, "Oh, don't get carried away. Don't get carried away with these wins." I mean, should we get carried away with losing? Should we get carried away losing? Because I don't understand.
That's what they want.
Yeah, we've won two games back to back with clean sheets. We are building up something. Some people are saying, don't get carried away. We've been losing, we've been giving out and complaining. So why should we not enjoy this moment? And then we keep hoping that it builds.
My brother, tell them it's been 84 years since Chelsea had a back-to-back win.
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting for this. And all we're getting is, don't get carried away. Understand from the angle where they're coming from. Don't get carried away because your bubble might get punctured. I understand. But let us enjoy it, and then we hope and pray that we keep building it. And then, you see, I go back to the point about controlling games. If we have confidence in this team, they keep winning, that confidence will come. We might even play, like if you put Zakaria there as a DM, he will do a job because the team is going to play. It's going to be a collective game. So one covers the other. The lapses of the other doesn't show. Then we keep winning games. But because everybody's, they were playing with fear. Are we going to lose this game? Are we going to lose this game? And then when we keep analyzing.
A serious observation, given that we haven't won plenty of games in a while, so the fear is still there. That with this,
the fear is still there.
And all that. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, this boils down to Potter's substitution. He knows that he needed to bring legs that will run. That's why he took off Joao Felix. Assessment in hindsight is so easy to do. Assessment in hindsight, if he had done this, he would. I mean, if he had not taken off Joao Felix and they end up scoring against us and we are knocked out, we say, he should have brought legs into the midfield. He should have taken off this. We don't need to go for it again. What do? So we let us enjoy it. He's taking the decision. If he had lost yesterday playing Cucurella and Chilwell, we say, we said it wouldn't work. But he did it and it worked. Let us go on. If he sees something, he sees them in training. We don't see them in training. There must be synergy in there in training that we don't actually have privy to. But he sees them and he knows, it works, and maybe this is the way we need to build. Maybe the combination of if we look at the lineup when he played Chilwell and Cucurella, I don't think we had Enzo Fernandez and all when he did that. So some other players are in that mix that we did not have when he played that system. So if he thinks, he has a system to combine these players and then the players to complement each other with this system to work, let him build on that. And then we keep always believing that, let him take decision. I mean, it comes from him as well as a manager, letting us see how to manage game. He did manage this game yesterday and we won. At the end of the day, it's about winning. We stopped Bellingham from playing yesterday, which is a good sign. They did a job on him yesterday. So what we need to do is let us keep hoping and praying that this moment, I've looked at the next 3 games before Liverpool. We've got Leicester, we've got Everton, and then Aston Villa.
Yeah.
3 wins. 3 wins, those 3 wins coming, that's 5 wins in a row. Then you keep seeing these players playing well. Look at okay now. I just want to. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just
was
pose
going to
this?
say
Can I
whether
just
you like
pose
the
this?
manager or not. The wins are important. Let's
Very, very important. You like the manager or not, the wins are very important to build confidence, and he himself will be able to build confidence, and whatever combination he's trying, we'll be able to see. Even if he's trying combinations now, it's you see, you chop and change teams when you keep losing. You are looking for these combinations, and it might not work, it might not work, it might not work until you find a stable team, and then the little adjustments you have to make will still keep working because that confidence is back. People can play. I mean, since we signed Enzo, we've not been winning. People are looking at it, oh, have we wasted money on Enzo? No, the team has not been winning. So we can't just pick one player and say, oh, it's not been winning. And then what do we go for? Do we go for, okay, now, I just want to pose this question. In the summer, do we pay for a DM/com register or we pay for Joao Felix? If we are faced with those choices, this choice, which one do we go for? Pay huge money to keep Joao Felix, or we bring in a DM/com register?
Yeah, which is very important. Here, just quickly to correct something, there's no clarity here. What Fabrizio Romano said, 80 million euros for Tammy Abraham. So I have to go watch the video fully to find out how much he says is Goncalo Ramos' release clause. So 80 million for Tammy Abraham. I think I'll find out more on that. Thank you so much, Eddie, for coming in. It's important. Let's enjoy it. And Roger, you have somebody in the chat protecting you, Coach. To be clear, I'm balling in. So long as he backs Potter, so I will PS a super yellow card to Beautiful Gamer for the next choke against Rogerdinho. So Roger, you were protected. I'm going to save this. Rodrigo excused himself. He has a call, an urgent call, but he will come back. Question for Rodrigo: do you think Havertz played a 9 or a 10 role yesterday? He seemed to be playing in behind Sterling. I think that was a flat front. It was
three. Flat front.
It was very fluid. So it's you have to rewatch it. I didn't see anything differently.
Not in the first half, anyway.
Yeah, we didn't really play with a 10. Go ahead, Roger. You were saying something.
Yeah. Basically, it was a flat 3 that were very fluid in the first half. In the second half, there was times where he was a little bit deeper, but even that was not consistent. So I think it was because of transitional play for the most part. I don't believe it was by design.
Yeah. JC, good to see you. Good day after win. Porter getting used to winning in the Champions League. Yeah, that may well be his reputation, define his reputation. If he goes on and wins it, then you could say he's a European specialist or maybe a cup specialist. But good morning to you too. I pinned your message so that people can go check out the channel. But nice to see you. Anything here? Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for saying that. When you see decisions of Benzema, Vinicius, or Rodrigo, you know how Sterling football IQ is low. Now, that's a better way to phrase it. And one thing I like about you, my friend, once you're corrected about something, you take cue immediately. And thank you for it's not easy. I appreciate that. Again, that's a solid argument from you. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, quite a few stuff. A great insight from Coach for telling us that KK is much better as a CCB. I think he said these days before Leeds game. Yep. Thank you so much. At least somebody in the chat likes me. So I'm not going to cry.
How much do you pay him, Coach?
You're my best friend now, Rahayu. He's changed it to Briani 343. I appreciate you saying that. It has always been great points, Roger. Great points, Bobby. Great points, AD. Great points, Rodrigo. But you are in my gang right now. Kachila, how do you? Yeah, go ahead. Somebody wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was saying maybe that's your burner account. We're not sure about this.
So you even want to take that one from me?
Ouch!
Ouch, indeed. He even wants to take that one from me. I'm gonna get back at you, bro. Kachila, how do you feel about the midfield partnership? I personally do think we have enough control of the game, but keen to hear your thoughts. Here's the thing: we couldn't play. And that is brings up the argument of lack of control. Because for you to be able to play, you'd be able to control the situation. If the opponent comes at you too much, you'd find a way to force them to slow down a bit. We weren't able to do that. They were on us. We played on the counter, which may have been a strategy. I'm not sure. I don't know. But the truth is we couldn't play. as much as I've always argued, Graham Potter seems like if we're going by lecturings, if we're going by lecturing levels as CM, DMs, I think Potter likes to play more with DMs than CMs than DMs, which means he'd rather play Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez to ensure good interplays and fluidity between the two of them than playing Zakaria, who is more defensively sound than again between the three players, which includes Zakaria, Enzo Fernandez, and Mateo Kovacic. Even he reads the game better than the other two. The other two hardly. The list that is, they don't read they can barely read the game alone, let alone break up opposition play. They have to see you coming and then race against you, and then catch up with you and stop the play. But in the case of Zakaria, he's able to read the game. So I'd rather have a mix of Zakaria and either Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez, because Enzo and Kovacic don't differ much. The only difference is that Enzo is more defensively sound, but Kovacic is a better dribbler and can find solutions in tight spaces where Enzo will find difficult to play. But I'd rather rotate them both and pair them with Zakaria or Conte, either of them with Zakaria or Conte, if that makes sense. To me, it worked in terms of in the offensive aspect. Defensively, pay attention to the game. If we play with a team with fine finishes in their midfield or fine finishes with their attack, there are lots of space that at the 2 seconds end covering yesterday, that the likes of, you can say, Benzema, even Harry Kane, if they find some space, they will take good shots out from outside the box and get goals. So, yeah, I'm not fully convinced. Offensively, yeah, it will look good. But defensively, they're not good at protecting the defensive. That makes sense. Somebody else wanted to say something there?
Yeah. Can I just say the one other thing that I neglected to mention? From a defensive standpoint, I found it infuriating, and it's in quite a few games now, is the amount of free kicks we concede just outside the box. This is not sustainable, because you've seen the Wall, shall we say, capitulate on several occasions. I think that needs to stop. We need greater discipline. They need to work on that. They cannot just keep on lunging in at tackles. This is a very poor trait defensively. That needs to stop. And they exhibited that yet again last night on multiple occasions. That's what I wanted to mention.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to agree with that, because it's becoming, a bad habit under this current Chelsea team, where we concede a lot of free kicks outside the box.
Yes.
Like, it's a lot, and it's not supposed to happen. There's supposed to be some football IQ in terms of, if you're playing a team with good free kick takers, don't do that.
That's coaching.
That's a given. Like, if you're playing a team that are good with converting corner kicks, though the main aim is not to give them even one. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just something that's supposed to be there, and they keep on doing this. And every time, we always know that Kepa is it's not his fault. It's that's how he was born. He's not the tallest goalkeeper in the world.
It's not the height, it's the wingspan. His wingspan is the longest.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you might put it correctly. And he cannot reach. His reach is not as other goalkeepers are. And sometimes you can question his positioning. So these free kicks are not going to help the situation. And these, like you said, Coach, these long shots outside the box, this is why I'm advocating for a proper DM. You can, stop that nonsense.
Read the game, yeah.
Right?
And closing on whoever had the chance to choose, and even not leave those spaces.
And crosses. 100%. We allow far too many crosses into the box. And that's the wing fault. But Chilwell historically allows far too many. Unacceptable from a goalkeeper's perspective.
Yeah, and on top of that is that midfield, that 6 that you, Coach, you were talking about, right? The problem is there's a huge gap in between Kovacic and Enzo, and this is where my problem lies in terms of I think we need an extra body there just to calm things out. And this is where
his name is Ndomo. He's
yes,
like 2 players.
he's got to be back. But right now,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
2/3 of the world is covered by water. The rest is covered by Angola. That's simple.
but
He will make a huge difference for us.
Yes.
Yeah, this is why yesterday they couldn't, attack in between that middle because Koulibaly was sweeping every nonsense right in there. Like he was coming out in that middle between Kovacic and Enzo. But every now and then you can see that midfield, if we give that type of space to Real Madrid or some of the elite team that don't play, we're gonna be crying. We're gonna be crying.
And even if we keep seeing that space before we meet those things you mentioned, Carlo is a tactical mastermind. Pep Guardiola will read our plays very well and tell his attackers just position yourself in front of the 18-yard box. The spaces will always be there. Exactly. It's about again paying attention to how your opposition play and be ready for them. Just quickly, let me breeze through what we have in the chat. I'll come back in and ask more further questions. So we'll be calling in a day soon. JC says, JC, nice to see you, bro. I hope work is going well. I know you're probably at work. Sorry, I somehow skipped that because I was trying to get to the bottom of what we have in the chat. It's on fire, really. Big up, coach. How are you doing? A good day after win. Porter getting used to winning in the Champions League. Our players are turning Brighton into CFC. Okay, that's a brilliant way to put it because the argument has always been that we're turning into Brighton. But that's, by the way, I've seen this from my bro and friend. Yeah, thank you. I'm blushing now, like some people say. Katila, how do you feel about the midfield? We talked about that. Also, players, Teacher Potter, we talked about that. Now I'm going to scroll quite a few. Kepa is on that. Ogogoro. Roger, I don't know if you remember what I explained that is to you. It's more like a Nigerian whiskey. Yeah. Home brewed and it scratches the mouth once you pour it. So maybe Kepa is on one. The beautiful game. We won because the players ignored everything Potter said. Wow. Like I said, I'm going to snitch on you when you get to Heaven's Gate, really. His team talk, and they ignored his team talk and used their instincts. They played well in the second half because the players locked him out of the dressing room at halftime. Are you sure you're going to go to heaven? And I'm going to snitch on you. Really. Give the man a break. Even I have a lot of questions, but I don't treat him like this. You have an agenda. I have to be honest with you. Top of the morning. Much love to you, the beautiful game. I love you so much, brother. I came Frankenstein, top of the morning. You too, I hope you're doing well. What must you do? This is the time to block Chimera. I'm sorry, I must block you. Okay. Slug it out with him. Top of the morning to you too. Bellingham is not overhyped. Don't judge him about one game. Real Madrid know very well. Here's the thing. I like him, but do I think we'll be able to get him? Very difficult. Did anyone see Bellingham? Don't say it, coach. I gave you a one and took a piece of coke at Cucurella after the game, and he told me don't say it, and I still said it anyway. But oh my goodness. I love Eugene. Apologies to Sterling, but but again, I get it the way you put it. But did anybody see what Rahayu is talking about here?
Yeah, it was Cucurella and Bellingham. Like Bellingham went at Cucurella after the game. I saw the footage.
Probably he didn't allow him play.
Yeah, maybe it's because of that. But he
unsettled him because he was going after him even in the midfield.
Yeah, and you know what I love about that video? Because at the end, you can see Enzo coming to Cucurella and be like, nah, leave him. He throws his hand in the air like, nah, leave that guy. Let's go celebrate with the fans. And I was like, yeah, I like that. And then you see Jude Bellingham throwing the bottle on the floor and walking off. And I was like, yeah, he didn't have a good game. He can feel it.
Well, I like that. We had that dirty side of us that I think from us that we haven't seen in a while, really.
Yeah, and on top of that, remember that challenge that Jude had on Reece James? like he almost like broke his leg or something in the ends of the game. Apparently Silva said some very wild stuff while recorded by Bella Silva, and he was in the stands and he was not my full black, not on Reece James. What is this? Apparently on translation. So if you can see that video as well, that was also funny.
Silva's wife must be his PR manager, honestly. I think people underestimate how good Dortmund is. You are controlling that game against Dortmund. You aren't. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. Yeah, but still, we got a result. We talk about grinding result. That was one. Because they played like they were the better side, but the numbers showed we were actually the better side. Once we get the midfield, midfield, and again, that's first. I haven't heard of that one. With Kante's return, I believe it's impossible. Yep. Let's see what else we have here. And I'm still laughing at myself for what Rahai wrote and said, don't say coach, even though he won't be in advance, I still read it. Okay, leave Bellingham to Real Madrid. No, what I'm saying is that we want him. I've heard, but it's difficult to get him, if that makes sense. 80 million for Abraham. No, sir. Me too. I think it's going to be Lukaku 2.0. Maybe not. I don't know. How, Coach, again, how are you doing? What's the update on Kante? He'll be ready soon. He's been training on the grass, and I think he started training with his teammates. But let's see how well how ready he will be in a few days. I hope this is the turning point of our season. I hope so too. Whether you like the manager or not, Chimera spot on 80 million to me. No, I wouldn't do that. How much did he pay, Coach? And he's told you. I trust Rahai. He says a lot. Coach, I am deeply offended by your comment. I wasn't being your royal body, even when you bought it, my boss, without paying. What? Am I on your boss now? I'm not. I'm not on your boss, really. Thanks for the tips, Coach. Anytime you need good PR, he just ruined everything he said about me. So you're just telling them what you did was a PR, right? I'm against classic strikers. Yeah, I'm against that too. We are dangerous with the fluid attack. Just if we start putting the chances away, that's when people stop talking about the Champions League quarterfinals draw. Will be held on Friday, March 17. Okay, we have March 17, 11 a.m. UK time. That's a perfect timing for the Blue Morning Show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My friend, my Barcelona friend. Hi, Coach. I told you, never lose hope. Awesome Havertz are the important moments, man. I think he did well, and he's a big game player. Big up, nice to see you, my friend. And again, Coach, I cannot come online, but would ask panelists' opinions on how deep can this team go in the Champions League. Yep, let's go. Let's go with that one. Let me start you. And big up quickly to my friend and brother, Kalito. I hope you're doing well. Respect to you. Let me start with Bobby. He hasn't spoken for a while, probably because he's at work. I know he knows he can always come in and say he wants to say something. But Bobby, if you're available, your thoughts, do you think we can win it?
Win what? Leicester?
The Champions League.
Do you know what? Coach, I don't like talking like that. I really don't. It's so far away. We're so far away from that at the moment. We've done fantastically well and done all we can do by qualifying for the quarterfinals.
Yes.
But there's a team to overcome over two legs in the quarterfinals before you even talk of the semis.
Okay, start from there. That's how you want to see it.
Well, let's talk about the quarterfinals. We don't even know who we're playing.
Right now, the possible teams who will meet includes Benfica, PSG, Tottenham, right? Manchester City, because right now you can play a team from the same country, right?
Yes.
And there's no seeding. Yeah, we've gone beyond that. There's also Real Madrid. Have I mentioned them?
Real Madrid, there's Bayern Munich, there's even, Liverpool, there's
Napoli.
They're all still
there's
there.
Napoli.
Napoli. People talk a lot about Napoli. I'm not really going to go down that rabbit hole yet. But so let's just wait and see. We need to know who we're getting in the quarterfinals, find out if we can overcome them before we even entertain any further discussion. I can't see, there's no value in that at all. It doesn't even, I don't want to sort of cut you short, but it's not a discussion at the moment. It really isn't, bro. If we get any one of those teams, it's a mountain for us to climb. Then we'll see where we go from there.
Would you rather us play the weaker team or the stronger team? The stronger teams.
I would always rather a weaker team, of course, because that gets you closer to your objective. I'm not going to say, oh, let's go find the strongest team to play and play them on the journey to the Champions League. Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
But if it happens that we do get a strong team, well, it's the Champions League. There's always going to be that possibility. But I think we're due a weaker opponent. We never get that draw. People like Man City, they often get these weaker opponents all the way to the finals of various competitions, especially the Champions League. But let's wait and see. The draw is next week. I think some of the rounds will be for the last 16. Conclusions will be today and next week. So that's how I look at it. I can't look at the final now. I can't. It makes no sense to me at all. We've gone through so much as a club. We're trying to find our feet. We've got injured players coming back. No, we can't talk about winning Champions League now at all.
It's a long shot.
Okay, Roger, I'll come to you next. Don't be in a rush to comment. But Bobby, have you dropped? Really, bro, I'm waiting for you. Go ahead.
Yes, I have. For me, it's not a conversation yet. It really isn't. Gosh, we don't know what's going next. To me, I'd rather focus on the next game and the next draw. Where we are with that. We'd have to prepare ourselves for that. Hopefully, by that draw, we get people like Kante back. Well, we get Kante specifically back, and we take it from there. We keep the players that have come back from injury fit. I noted quite candidly how Jude Bellingham tried to crop Reece James again. I thought that was quite a spiteful tackle. It was unnecessary.
It was petulant.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't hurt him. So, that's just how I want to take it. Just
all right,
that one step at a time.
Yeah. Okay. Like managers will also prefer. Let's take one game at a time. But I still have to ask Roger and others on the panel. Go ahead. Were you still saying something?
So just to drop, we don't have a choice. That's the reality. Honestly, anything else is fantasy at this point.
All right.
So true.
All right, let me see. Coach, my bosses run on premium or Gogoro, which is good for the environment, but you have to keep the windows open so you don't get drunk on the fumes. Okay. Those three upfronts are turning into some cool FSH. Okay, I hope to see that. JC, big up to you once more. Book your flights to Istanbul in advance. That's how, again, I like that. Faith. You have to have faith. You have to believe you can do it. Kalito, big up again. I've been saying this about Kai for ages. Unfortunately, we have some fans that don't respect Kai. And Kalito was started by saying respect to Kai, respect to him. But unfortunately, it takes those that understand football to see what he brings to the team. People say we played a poor Dortmund side. I laughed. They said we played a poorly too. I laughed again. How did we play our way to our first UEFA Champions League again? Oh yeah, it wasn't that pretty all the time. So Bailey, good observation there. Dortmund wasn't poor. They were very good. They were missing a Diame, but they still had Bellingham, their top scorer in the competition. They had what's his name, the former Newcastle man. What's his name again? Sebastian Haller. He's a good player, really, an excellent player indeed. They had Macarusis, a fine player, I forget his age. They had Brandit, but he got injured and all that. But that's by the way, we beat them. fair and square. No matter how dead he was, the numbers show we were the better side. Enzo is currently overrated. Kukurea covered for him too many times. Well, that's what the team does. If you don't feel like he played well and Kukurea was there to clean up, that's fine. It's a team game. For Pulisic, better that he was stay injured. He was terrible, really. But consider the fact that he's just returning from injury. Did you consider that, Xhaka? But more importantly, Xhaka, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, but yesterday was a really good chance for Mudryk to score on the counter when we packed the bus. He surely scored one goal. I'm surprised he didn't start, but I'm not here to complain. We take the win, but I get your argument. I expected him to start. He didn't start. I expected him to come on at some point. He didn't start. With my YouTube shot predicted lineup, he was the only decision I got wrong. The problem with Enzo is you force him to play 5, and he performs better playing free and arriving. Arrive in the area. He has a goal. Good ball start, a good passing range, also zero pressure, but needs to be well surrounded and supported. That's why I'm looking forward to his pairing with N'Golo Kante, because you could argue between him and Kovacic is probably charged to be the more disciplined of the two. But I know he will come good. Kante is getting ready, so those days will come in. Thank you for that excellent contribution there, Lolo, my Barcelona friend. Enzo really locked up Bellingham. Remember this year, this player is going up for 100 million on the market plus English tax. Yep. That's by the way, Roger, coming to you. Do you think we can win this? I know there's a way to answer that question. I have a way to answer it. If you ask me that question, I would say we can win. But I'm not going to teach you how to answer your question before you bring the case against me.
We're still in it, so we can win it. But realistically, it's a knockout tournament. You know, anything can happen. If this competition was played in a league format, no. If it was played in a knockout format, which it is, yes, we have a better chance of winning it than we do qualifying for it. Let's put it that way, substantially so. I think our main focus.
You done? Are you still talking? I was going to say you done already.
No, not quite. I think our main objective should be to try to make top 6. That way we can qualify for the Europa League and the next season win it and qualify for the following year in the Champions League. That will be our best ticket into next year's, or sorry, the subsequent following year's season. That's the only way, I believe. So this is what we need to do. We need to put a focus, obviously, on the quarterfinals, but equally on now all of our league games, because we have to be more pragmatic, play with a lot more veterans, and start playing with the manner in which we've been playing the last few games, but put more of an emphasis on being more clinical. It's that simple.
Yeah, well, that's a good answer. You just said what we have to do to win it. I know. I think that person, my mistake is that person is more like
with N'Golo coming back, coach.
Yeah.
With N'Golo coming back healthy, I think this adds a different dimension to our team. He automatically makes us a better team. There is no question about that. Once fully fit and match fit, of course. But we definitely would be an upgrade from where we are currently. I think that's a fair observation.
Yeah,
so,
with him on the pitch, will be more defensively solid.
We won't be as vulnerable in the middle of the park. That way, we can maybe be able to express ourselves more. So perhaps this will jumpstart our season, what's left of it anyway. And with regards to this competition, with N'Golo and everyone else healthy, can we win it? Probably not, but you know, as we keep on saying, we've won it on 2 previous occasions where we haven't been A, the favourites, and B, the best team. So it's possible. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Coming to you, Emperor, if you're still there. I know you're usually at work. So I don't know if you're still there. Emperor, if you're there, or should I move on to AD? Then okay, you're there. Your thoughts, do you think we can win it if you're available to talk now?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I think you're in the gang of Bobby and Roger, but in the case of Bobby, he's not into predictions, and that's no different from predicting. But go ahead, Emperor. Let me get your thoughts.
Yeah, like I also like. There's still a lot to be. We don't even know who we're playing against. Like Bobby said, like a lot of people said on the panel, like we don't know. We still enjoying this Dortmund win. Like we're still enjoying 2 wins in a row. Let us breathe for a minute. We don't even know.
We might. Trophy we just won.
Yeah, like we just won 2 trophies in a row. let us win at least Leicester, and then I don't know, Aston Villa next or something, and let some of our forwards, try score goals at least. But let them get like a couple of goals, a pattern of play. Let us get that confidence that you guys are saying that we need in terms of controlling games. Maybe we might have chest,
but it's too early. Target.
Yes, shots on target at least, bare minimum.
And the goalkeeper isn't the target.
Yeah, 100%. Or the post.
And Sterling doesn't freeze in front of goal. Like let's fix those things first, because we have a lot, wrong with us more than anybody that we're gonna face. Because in any given day, Chelsea Football Club turn up, and they have every right to turn up because the badge, the people involved with the club, right? So it's a question of, are we okay internally first before we can ask for an opponent? You get what I'm saying? Let us fight our internal battles properly and, win those ones. In terms of goals, Mudryk needs to come on and, become the player that we think he's going to be. There's still a lot. Kante needs to get match fitness. Yes, Kante is back in training, but we're not sure if he's fully fit or match sharpness even. So there's still a lot of things that we as Chelsea need to, look at before we can have chest and say, we winning this. We still even haven't concluded on Potter, so there's still a lot. There's still a lot of things happening. But yeah, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's still a lot. Yeah, so I say let's calm down. Let's focus on Leicester. Like I know I sound like every manager, but let's focus on Leicester. Get a couple of points, like the previous speaker said.
3.
Sorry?
A couple. We need all 3, mate.
At this point, yes, we need all 3. So let us focus first, and then we'll get whoever we get in the next 2 weeks or so. We don't even know who we're getting, and by then we could be the only English side left in the Champions League. That's a huge possibility as well. But yeah, man, Chelsea Football Club on a given day, they can win the Champions League. We've seen this happen. Like Chelsea will have a disastrous season. Yeah, Chelsea will have a disastrous season, but they will still win a trophy. We've seen that. But right now, this Chelsea side is a bit, on the fence and not okay. Certain players are finding form. Certain players are coming back from injury. So let us sort ourselves out first, and then we can say we are on momentum and we can do anything. Because even in the Dortmund game, when we got Dortmund, we were like, we're not sure. But after we played the first leg, we were like, nah, we can actually go through here. Like there is a huge possibility. So there's still a lot to balance. But yeah, I'll pocket that.
All right, thank you so much for that. Potter, people's apologies should be as loud as their disrespect to. We saw a glimpse of what this team is capable of. Okay, I was expecting to say we saw a glimpse of what Potter is capable of. A lot of factors have been against us. Besides, the players are missing chances. Yep, Roger will pick you up as a witness to come to the stands and help him defend his client. But a good argument, but don't be too quick. As much as I think he's capable of, I know he's capable of turning it around, but I don't think I've argued he's not the man for the job until proven otherwise. But maybe don't start asking for apologies right now. Even the man himself admitted the criticism has been poor. Maybe those that took it personal, that called him names, that abused or were abusive, they need to apologize. Honestly, even now, actually, they don't. Not even when until he starts doing well, because he's a human being after all. Top 6 now, I believe top 4. The manifestation for top 4 has already begun, Roger. Okay. UEFA Champions League this season? Nah. Okay. Even though okay, Chelsea cannot win. Okay, I get that's what it is. Potter out. Okay. I hope you're doing well. I get fufu in your name, but I can't pronounce it. West Rodrigo's video apology coming soon. Ben for me, man of the match. He played well, but for me, I think Kukurea or Kai deserves a man of the match, and Kukurea won it correctly. So, Liz Potter shouted defense. Gordon Reece James, and Ben Chilwell. Yep, I wanted to see that. I cannot lie. If we get Real Madrid, there will be no need for a second leg. You think so? Do you? Okay, let's see. I'll remember this. I will never forget this. Why do fans want Potter out when things are just starting to get good? Give the man a break for once. I think some people will give him a break. Some reasonable people will give him a break. And those that are refusing to give him a break, I wouldn't say they're not reasonable. They have strong reasons. If you speak with them, they give you a strong argument as to why we even won. Like, I know somebody called the Bluetooth game who said, we won because the players didn't listen to him and locked him in the dressing room. I want him back in 2025 for free. Is he going to be a free agent in 2025?
Well, that's when his contract ends.
Sorry?
That's when his PSG contract ends.
Yeah.
Oh, so he probably will still end up joining Real Madrid. But we must create a beatable team before him. Never say never, but let's see what happens. So, Rodrigo, over to you. They think we can win the Champions League. And I have a question from Bobby Fairview that I'm going to highlight that he wants you to answer. But go ahead, start by telling us whether you think we can win the Champions League.
No. My prophecy doesn't go that far. Yeah.
I think science is behind your prophecy, really. You don't have any supernatural power.
But I told
just go ahead and speak your mind.
I told everyone we'll beat Leeds, we'll beat Dortmund. That came to fruition. I think I'll quit while I'm ahead.
No, but Real Madrid playing white. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? There are teams. First of all, I want to talk about the quarterfinal and the teams that I want to avoid. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, give us Benfica. I want to avoid Benfica like the plague.
They look good.
I don't want Benfica at all. I don't want Benfica. I don't want Napoli. I don't want Real Madrid. I don't want Man City. Who else I don't want? Obviously, assuming Man City go through, right? I don't want Bayern or PSG. I don't want any of them.
Well, who do you want? Just name everyone.
This might come to bite me. I want Lukaku.
AC.
Inter Milan.
Inter
Milan. Give me Inter Milan. Give me AC Milan. Give me Tottenham.
Yes. Tottenham.
That's it.
We can beat Tottenham.
We can beat AC Milan. We can beat Inter Milan. We can beat Porto. And we can beat Tottenham. So those are the teams. And then the semi-final is a semi-final. You can get anyone. In the semi-final,
you're being logical there, because now that we're still getting ourselves together, getting ourselves together. The more the lesser we play, the weak teams right now. You can say the less stronger teams right now.
Yeah.
As we progress, probably our team becomes better, and we get better by the time we get to the semifinals. So, but go ahead with what you were saying.
Benfica will be a bad matchup for us. Benfica and Napoli will be a bad matchup for us. They press like crazy, both those teams, and we struggle against teams that press us that high.
But Dortmund pressed us.
No.
They didn't really press. We struggled to play.
They're not the same. Even when Dortmund press us, sometimes we do struggle to escape the press, but they're not as potent as Benfica is a different animal, and Napoli, they're different level. I would avoid them too. The only thing that might help us if we face them is both Napoli and Benfica, and to some measure Chelsea. There will be sort of like not really Chelsea, because we have players that did play in big European games. But Napoli and Benfica, you can argue saying, yeah, they might be new to the stage, so
Sure.
they might press us so high, leave gaps in behind for us to exploit. You could argue that, but I'll try to avoid, if I can, I will avoid any of those big teams, especially them to Benfica, Napoli, Bayern Munich, PSG, Man City. Man City is a tricky one. I don't want. It's like you hurt me more if we face Man City and knock us out, because that means Man City would have knocked us out in 3 competitions this season. That is painful to take, man. I don't want that. So
Yeah.
I'll try to. Yeah, in terms of winning the Champions League, I don't like prediction. I don't like prediction of like winning trophies like that. I would say we'll see. We are the underdogs in this. We are the little, what Mourinho say, the little
horses.
Yeah, we need milk to grow.
Next season, little horses.
Little horses, yeah. We need. Yeah,
that was a great press conference, by the way.
It was. I'll never forget that. So, Rodrigo, look at the question here from Bobby Fairview for you. How did that? I thought I highlighted that.
No, you're.
I thought I highlighted that. There's a question, but that's, by the way, just Tottenham, Benfica would be good.
No.
Everything can play excellent, but at the team with class players win. Yep, that's the truth. For Chelsea, they could unfortunately play Benfica, like you've seen. Let's see what happens if we get any of the Milans. We are in the semi-finals. Napoli and Benfica are the predator. Run to the chopper. Okay. The branded injury changed their approach. Let's not get carried away. Rodrigo has been bumped up to first class.
Champagne room.
Yeah. Rodrigo, just quickly, who was the man of the match for you?
Oh, man of the match for me.
And Eddie hasn't actually told us whether he thinks we can win that. So I'll go back to Eddie. Go ahead.
I thought it was Chile for me.
I'll give it to Cucurella.
Cucurella deserved it.
Yeah, I'll give it to Cucurella because
he did some cleaning there. If he wasn't in those places,
yeah,
we could have considered.
I give it to Cucurella.
All right.
Yeah, he had a great game.
He had a great game. I'm gonna come. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say it's between these 3 players: Koulibaly, Cucurella, and Havertz. Anywhere there, I'm with you. And Kepa as well.
Koulibaly was excellent, dude.
I thought collectively we played quite well. There wasn't a week before. Well, I thought Sterling was possibly the weakest, but even his game wasn't that poor. I thought collectively we played very well as a unit, as a team.
I say one. Unfortunately, we're about to round up. So you were like, apologies. We're about to round up. Be around. We'll have an evening show today. So I'll share the link so you can participate. We don't have up to 5 minutes actually right now. Eddie, to you, sorry, I skipped you. I wasn't intentional. Your thoughts? Do you think we can win it, the Champions League?
I would have loved if Rodrigo had given us the prophecy, so I would have fallen in line with his prophecy. But he's refusing to guide me now. I take that, Rodrigo. You're leaving me alone to dry, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, if you watch the last 2 times we've won this Champions League in recent years, we've not had good season, and we've not been favorite for it.
So true.
So, and the times when we thought we were leading, each time we've won the Champions League, we've never won the league, the domestic league. And those years, that's why we say Mourinho didn't win the league with us, even though he won 3 titles with us, the Champions League. So this season, do you think other teams, if we get consistency in this team, do you think other teams as well would want to have Chelsea? I doubt it. They will be scared of us playing us. So, having said that, we have every chance. We are in it, and we can win it. Who says we cannot? What we need now to build is momentum. Let it keep going, and let these players gel properly. Anything can happen. It's a knockout game, just as Roger said. It's a knockout game. If it was a league form, we say, oh no, maybe we're not. But in knockout, Chelsea have always shown that we can always match up with the best. Manchester City, they've won the league severally, but they've not won the league. And then going back to what Bobby said, other teams have always been getting the lower, so-called low teams, lesser teams or what. But they've not won the league. They've not won the Champions League, even having those fixtures. But I think Chelsea thrives. We play well when we play these so-called bigger teams. I think we bring our A game to the table when we play them. So they'll be scared as well. I mean, we almost knocked Real Madrid out the last time. We almost knocked them out. After losing the first leg, we went over there. We almost locked them, if not for Modric. Yeah. So anything can happen. This is a team that if we keep building this momentum, keep going, just as we said, going or leading up to the quarterfinals, anything can happen. So Rodrigo, I'm sticking out my neck and say, yes, we can win it. So you follow me, your prophecy, please.
He says his prophecy doesn't get to that level, and that's probably, like I told him, his prophecy is based on science. He's already living. If you check the private messages, he decided he wanted to live at that time. So, but let's see. In the group, we still hear him speak about his prophecy. But Tottenham will be good for us. So let's see if we get them. Eventually, did great along with Reece James for you guys. Yeah, they were excellent. Seems like Sterling is a citizen in Rodrigo's dungeon, possibly. Excellent stream as always, everyone. Big up to the commenter, Kachila, and the panel people. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. 126 likes. That's excellent. And thank you so much, guys. We cannot thank you enough for always supporting the community. And we will get there soon. We will hit 11,000 subscribers. We're still, I think, we're at 10,300 subscribers right now. We'll get to 11,000. I know we can. But thank you to all the support. I appreciate that. Chelsea is different in the UEFA Champions League. You could argue that. Potters avoided the chair, but he's still... I'm not going to read that. Go away, please. With that, I want to say thank you to the beautiful game, Logitech, Jaka, Zaharaya, and Oladipo. Good morning, Coach. I predicted 2-0 win yesterday based on I dreamt about it, before Leeds game. That I celebrated 2 goals and we got just 1. So you're another prophet here. I believe the 2 goals will be yesterday. Tell us, I want to get your prophecy soon on whether you think we'd win the Champions League. French best poacher ever, Giroud, with today's smash to pass Fraser further. Let's see what happens. We will be a team nobody will look forward to playing once more if we find consistency. I hope so. So thank you to the panelists. AD, my bro, thank you for all the updates. I appreciate that. Roger Pop, thank you so much. Rodrigo, who was here. Bobby Smokey Signal, thank you so much to all you guys. Diggs, thank you. Jaka, thank you. Ladipo, thank you. The beautiful game, much love. Logitech, thank you. Chimera, thank you. And DJ Sav17, my bro, thank you so much for all the love. Eugene Nutty, thank you so much. Naughty, I guess, for all the contributions. I appreciate that. I say one name. Thank you so much to all the people in the chat. Bobby Fairview was here. Lalo was here. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all and bye.
Cheers, Coach.